Let's go.
Hello and welcome to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It is the first week of the postseason here in 2025 for Iowa High School football here in Class 5A. There are a lot of great games on the docket this evening. We are just a couple weeks away from seeing who is headed off to Cedar Falls to play for a state title. Let's not waste any time. Let's go into the games that you're going to see here in the first round this evening. In Pod A, Waterloo West at 5-4 heads to Dowling Catholic, more like Mediacom Stadium. They'll play Dowling Catholic at Mediacom with Valley playing at home as well. Dowling Catholic 8-1 on the season. The winner of that game will play the winner of Iowa City West at 7-2. They go to Cedar Falls, their beautiful new high school, at 7-2 as well. In Pod B, Indianola sneaks into the playoffs at 6-3. They go on the road to Waukee Northwest at 8-1. Dallas Center Grimes at 7-2. They also make the postseason in their first go-around at 5A. They have to travel all the way up to Sioux City to take on the Black Raiders. Sioux City East Black Raiders at 8-1. In Pod C, Ankeny Centennial at 5-4 gets in. They'll play Johnston at 7-2. The Dragons, a stifling defense, a tough place to play. The winner of that game will face the winner of Prairie and Valley. Prairie makes the drive down I-80 to take on the Valley Tigers. Prairie 6-3. Valley is 7-2. In Pod D, the only team under 500 to make the postseason, Waukee at 4-5. 5 has to go all the way out to Iowa City to take on the Liberty, the Lightning, at 8-1. The winner of that game next week will play the winner of Southeast Polk at 5-4, who goes on the road to take on Ankeny at 7-2, a rematch of the state title a couple years ago. We're going to toss to a break, and when we come back, coach interviews coming up here on the Central Iowa Sports Network pregame show. We'll be right back.
There's a kind of magic to making memories, to finding time for the little things and the big things, the new things, and the things you'll do over and over again. It's the magic of a job well done and a well-deserved day of rest, of living life to the fullest with the people you'd never want to live without. Fairway, closed on Sunday, open for life.
Health powers life, from the delightfully routine to the truly uncharted. Building a relationship with a primary care doctor is one of the easiest ways to stay healthy. So if you don't have one, get started with Mercy One. From annual wellness visits to screenings and immunizations, our primary care doctors can help you be proactive with your health, ensuring you're ready no matter what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
Hello and welcome to the CISN Football Pregame Show. Welcome back. We got coach interviews coming up. A couple of our guys had a chance to sit down with some coaches before the big games here tonight.
Pre-game show here. Brad Zelenovich, head coach at Southeast Polk. Coach, playoff time to you means what?
Well, I mean, I think obviously it's the new season. What's happened has happened. Everybody's got a fresh start. It's a unique time, right? You win and you continue to be together and to continue to practice. And if you don't, then, you're sacking up the equipment and moving on and saying goodbye to a bunch of guys that have done a lot of good things for you. So, yeah, it's really hard. I told our guys the other day, it's the one sport in Iowa high school athletics where you have to qualify to continue your season after the regular season. So it just goes to show you how hard it is, and especially in the CIML, and, not taking it for granted. So we're excited for the opportunity.
And you're pretty good at running the football, too. 2,000 yards through your two backs, more than 2,000 yards. So what do these two guys bring to your team, Cooper and Thompson?
Yeah, one's a senior, one's a junior. Drew played a lot of football for us last year. Played 13 football games on a state championship team, and was a really consistent performer last year. And then going into his senior year, he's had a really good senior year. He can do so many things for us. He's a big part of our special teams in the return game. Just a really solid high school football player. He's got a chance to play after high school. Strong and fast. He's got good instincts. And then, the young kid, and I guess he's not young, a junior, Stanley, kind of emerged. We felt like he had a chance to be an impact player for us. And, two types of different, Drew's probably a little bit faster. Stanley's, a little bit bigger and, more of a physical type runner. But, they both, kind of complement each other well and bring different things to the table. And it's been, a really solid 1-2 punch for us. It's hard to keep those guys healthy, when you only have one. So having two has been a nice, nice for our program.
Defensively, you have to defend a team that's pretty even, 50-50 run and pass. A couple of pass guys can break, but running, Daniel Army is one of those guys who loves contact. Football players love contact, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. I think he's been a veteran guy. He's played a lot of football for him, has been a 3-year player for him. And you're exactly right. I think he's got over 200 carries on the season, very durable back, physical back, as you spoke of. And, that's, I think, what they want to do. Obviously they're a balanced football team. I think their quarterback's getting better every week. And, they got two really dynamic playmakers on the perimeter at receiver. So they do a good job of mixing up run and pass and moving, changing formations and doing some things. I think, for their success, when they have played really well offensively, they're able to run the football effectively. And obviously that starts with number 0.
Yeah, the kids might be new and not have been around for all of these championships, but you've been there. What does it take to stop a team that's balanced like that?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's very challenging, when they can spread you out and still run the football and get into different formations. You just got to be solid. Obviously, you got to recognize formation, line up, make sure you're fitting the run well, being gap sound defensively, and making them earn it, trying to get him in long yardage. I mean, it's at this level, you get to the playoff time, everybody's kind of saying the same thing, but they concern you obviously with their big play capability. Those two receivers obviously have big run after the catch potential, the potential to create some explosive plays, and then they sprinkle in the quarterback run game as well, often, not, kind of a main thing for them, but they've done a good job um, incorporating the quarterback in the run game, which obviously forces you, it creates an extra gap. So, yeah, I mean, they're as diverse offensively as we've seen all year. Balanced. Multiple playmakers in the backfield, and then obviously on the perimeter. And they got a big. They always have a big offensive line who's well coached and does a nice job. So, yeah, they present some challenges for us for sure, and hopefully, we can keep this thing close, get her to the second half, and see what happens.
Sounds fun. Coach, always appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, Paul.
That's Brad Zelinovich, head coach at Southeast Polk. The pregame show continues after this.
Here on the pregame show, Jeff Bowers, the head coach of the Ankeny Hawks. Why are you hosting a playoff game tonight?
We had a very good season, obviously. Beat some good teams. Had a couple of tough losses, obviously, with Northwest week 1 and Johnston. But obviously beating Valley week 8 was huge and is what probably got us this home playoff game.
This team, though, has lost to Northwest, who spent 8 weeks basically at number 1, 7 weeks at number 1. Lost to Johnston, who's hosting a playoff game. You mentioned the opponents, the big win against Valley. But I'm curious, you said something earlier this week about balance. Why is balance important to you?
Well, we feel obviously like offensively we have a lot of very high level players at running back.
That's what happens when you're in a school in the middle of an interview.
Yeah. It takes forever to. Between receiver and running backs, tight ends, and our quarterback, we have a lot of guys that can make plays everywhere. And I think early on in the season, we were just, giving the ball to Daniel a lot, and relied on him. And then when we threw it was Ole Brandhorst, and we were going, he's one of the best in the state. But we have other guys that can make plays, and I think the last half of the season we stressed we have to get those guys involved, and I think it's helped our offense tremendously.
Your defense has also held a lot of teams in check. A couple of years ago, it was this. Everybody still thinks you have that same defense where they can't predict what you're going to do. I'm guessing you kind of like that.
Yeah. I mean, Coach McGackey and his staff are amazing, and what they do. I mean, it's detailed oriented. They really. Our DNs, nose tackles, people think, they have to do specific things correctly. Everyone, all 11 of them have to do their job for it to work. So,
and let's talk about 3 of your guys on defense. They might be undersized, but you told me earlier, Becker, huge heart, and Jenkins, and Sammy Sandvig. What other those guys? Their size isn't what you would think they're going to dominate, but man, they sure control a lot.
Yes, Andy Lou is another one at nose tackle who's kind of undersized, but those guys, I brought them up to the team the other day with their heart, and I said if we had 35 guys with a heart like this, we'll be holding up the trophy at the end of the year. They're tremendous, and they know the game, and it's very important to them, whether it's lifting in the summer or it's practice on a Wednesday. It's important to them, and that it makes a difference.
And this Friday, Southeast Polk, everybody knows what they bring to the table. It's a heck of a first-round foe. Might be the best game in 5A. What's that mean to you to be in the game? Everybody wants to know what happens.
Well, obviously it's a great opportunity for our guys. You get to the playoffs. There's a couple of games that that's Dowling's going to win, whatever. But yeah, this game, Southeast Polk, the 4-time state defending champions. I mean, they haven't lost in the playoffs since Ankeny beat them in the championship game in 2020. So that's an unbelievable run. It's what happens when you have a good culture over at Southeast Polk and a tremendous coaching staff like they do. So it's a big it's an honor to play in this game, and it's a big challenge to our guys.
It'll be fun to see how it unfolds. Coach,
Yes.
Thank you. It's Jeff Bauer, head coach of the Ankeny Hawks. Pre-game show continues after this here on CISN.
Once again, want to thank every coach for chatting with us all season long. We greatly appreciate it. When we come back, we're going to preview tonight's games here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show. We'll be right back.
Positive sportsmanship is an essential element of IHSAA events.
Even as competitors, good sportsmanship puts us all on the same team.
We should all support the student athletes competing. Let the coaches coach.
Respect the officials working the event.
Be a positive representative of your school.
Thank you for supporting sportsmanship at Iowa high school activities.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days. Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision, to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better.
How do you make everyone's favorite buffet even better? How do you make the country's best chicken even more exciting? How do you make Thursday the best night ever? Wing night at Pizza Ranch. All the wings you want, plus all your other buffet favorites. And for a limited time, try the sweet heat of our new Honey Hot Sauce. The country's best wing night is here. Taking flight Thursday nights, only at Pizza Ranch.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It's time to preview the game that you're going to be watching tonight. Let's go to that. Waukee Northwest at 8-1. The Wolves get into the postseason. They take on the Indianola Indians, their first year in 5A, and guess what? They're in the postseason. 6-3 record, winning 3 out of their last 5 games, including the big win over Urbandale just a week ago, 14-7. Waukee Northwest has cruised through their schedule. Close wins over Valley and Ankeny. They beat Southeast Polk 38-7, but they couldn't beat their crosstown rival Waukee, losing on a blocked field goal in the last seconds 31-28. But other than that, they've looked amazing. Mac Heitland, statistically the best quarterback Class 5A has ever seen since Class 5A started. 2,399 yards passing, 26 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Waukee Northwest is a force to be reckoned with a very talented passing game with Jordan Green and Isaiah Oliver. They can also run the ball if needed. On the other side for Indianola, it's a lot of juniors leading the way. Bo Blake, junior, quarterback. Daxton Heimbaugh, junior, running back. And Parker Amos, junior, wide receiver. These guys, welcome to 5A, boys. They're going to have a tough one tonight. See if Indianola can keep up with the offensive attack of Waukee Northwest. They held with Centennial for a half. They're going to need 2 great halves of football if they want a chance against the Wolves. That'll do it for us here on the CISN Football Pregame Show. We appreciate everyone for watching. It's time for some playoff football. Enjoy the game, everybody.
When you go through battles like that, it's tough to go through unscathed. And clearly, we talked about Leo, and we've been without Josh Miller. There's others. Drexler getting dinged up last week. So that's why you have to coach everybody, and we have to try to get kids into games, and so they can gain some experience, because situations like this are going to arise, and we expect them to perform.
Coach Wilson, thanks for joining us here on the pregame show. Best of luck round 1 of the playoffs. We hope to talk to you at halftime and during the postgame. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Head coach Tom Wilson visiting with me here on the pregame show. It's Dowling and West Waterloo kickoff coming up along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, and we'll be joined by CISN at the top of the hour. It's Dowling and West Waterloo, the first round of the Class 5A football playoffs here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
and enjoy some Dowling Catholic football. Kicking off for the Maroons, number 14, Ryan Kuhn.
Hey, good evening and welcome to MediaCom Stadium here on the campus of Drake University in Des Moines alongside Matt Maindring. I'm Mark Amadale, and we are set for high school playoff football. It's Dowling taking on West Waterloo. And Matt, we're just about set for kickoff as we're going to start right on time. We don't have any announcements or anything like that. We're about ready to go.
So one thing about playoff football, you have no distractions. You just get out there and tee it up and go, except for everybody knows it's cold and they want to get started a little bit early. There's still 17 seconds on the clock, and they got to let it run down. So
they are? Yes, they did. Let's go down to our first report. Brian Morris has our Jenny Farrell sideline report. And Brian, come on in.
Yeah, guys, the wind is blowing, but, as part of the stadium, we're kind of shielded from it here on the Dowling sideline. I'm sure out on the field it's a little more, but I thought it would be a lot more windy down here.
All right, here's a squib kick by Ryan Kuhn. It's going to roll towards the end zone, and wisely, West lets it go, and it just barely got past the ends by the goal line, and it's a touchback. 1st and 10, West on their own 20, but that could have went different.
Yeah, that was almost a critical error to start the game out for Waterloo. Is that ball, if it stops at the 1 yard line, it's a live football.
It is.
So then it's anybody's ball.
Thank goodness Des and McMurran, and Torian Doss on the return. They let it go in the end zone. So the West Waterloo offense, they come in with a record of 5-4, and they have at quarterback Brett McGovern, who's thrown for 9 touchdowns and rushed for 5 on the year. They work out of the shotgun. They give it to their tailback, and he's hit and dropped at the point of attack. A lot of Maroons around the ball right there at the 20-yard line. Gain of 1. They'll give it up to the 21-yard line there, Matt.
Big Miles Elcock, the 6', 250-pound senior, met him right in the hole, and a little Carlos Blount to go with him, and just a 1 yard gain there as they get the first snap of the game in.
Cold night here in central Iowa. 45 degrees at game time is our temperature. Feels like temperature at 39 degrees. That was Felix Annan, the tailback, who did not play against Dowling in the first meeting. And he has rushed for 9 touchdowns on the year. Handoff Annan again, and he kind of squirts his way up to the 24-yard line, maybe the 25 for a gain of 3, and will bring up 3rd and 5 for the Wahawks.
Yeah, and that time they brought the Dowling defense as they, again, tried to go up the middle with Annan. That Joel Sanko came off the edge and got him from behind. And when you see number 2 flashing like that, he can run. The young man can run, Joel Sanko, and chase it down from behind. Good tackle, minimal gain.
So to bring up 3rd and 5 for West, Torian Doss, Des and McMurran, and Tucker Satterley, the wide receivers. Quarterback is Brett McGovern. And he'll work. He has thrown for 15 touchdowns, on the year. Back to throw is McGovern, chasing the pocket, on the run, fires the ball downfield, incomplete. He underthrew his intended receiver. Tucker Satterley, the 6'4", 225-pounder, incomplete. Will bring up 4th and 5, so the Dowling defense holds, but they got him flush from the pocket.
They did, and I was watching, the big number 77, Carson Nielsen, the 6'7", 290-pound senior at the left tackle, and Bonanno hit him once and then just kept riding outside until he finally got over top the edge and was able to chase down.
I was going to say, what's the matchup? Is it Bonanno and him?
Yeah,
Bonanno, right now?
On that snap, it was Bonanno.
All right. Dean Rizvik will punt, averaging 29.5 punts, and he'll punt with a crosswind. That wind going from our sideline to across the field. And it's a good snap, high, short kick, and Dowling will let it bounce. And again, Sam Drexler out tonight, so the Maroons will have a different punt returner. That's Kyle Schumacher who will let it bounce, and Dowling will have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line to start their first possession of the contest with 10:24 to go here in the first quarter. No score. And let's go down to our Jenny Farrell Team Remax Concepts sideline report with Brian Morris on the Dowling sideline. Brian?
Yeah, Dowling's defense, guys, came out with a lot of energy for sure. Carlos Blount was out there just prepping up his players, and Dowling did a great job there. See if they can score here on this first drive, guys.
All right, Joey Nahas, that's the Dowling offense from their own 41, a little quick pass, and the pass is caught, spinning out of a tackle. A nice job that time by Preston Hoffbauer, and he's got the first down as he goes into Waterloo territory at the 35-yard line of West.
And you're going to see that the defender for Waterloo tried to come up, and it was either he was a little late, and so he didn't quite get the he was going to knock it down, whatever, and allowed Hoffbauer to slip by, and there was nobody back there, and all of a sudden you have a big gain.
Preston Hoffbauer, 9 catches on the year with 1 touchdown. Handoff Middleton, and he goes over to left guard and tackle, and he stood up and dropped. Nice job by the West defense, and he'll be stopped right at the 33-yard line for a pickup of 2.
Perry Holmes, the 5'11", 220-pound sophomore. That young man's a sophomore. He met Ian in the hole, and they kind of just, there was a stalemate right there. And that doesn't happen very often. And still, a nice pickup on first down.
It'll be second down and about 9, they'll call it. And now here's Nahas, handoff Middleton again, and this time he's hit at the point of attack and stopped right in his tracks at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Good job by the West defense as they converge. Malachi Hickey, Braden Riggle, Aiden Knight, and Tucker Satterley. Of course, West has 6 two-way players. You may have heard some of those names on offense, but they did a nice job there, Matt.
They did, and it's a senior-laden group, and it's a pretty, they're all 200, 240, 225, 230. It's a big group, and they were able to get a stalemate there.
All right, Nahas back to throw on 3rd and 8, and he fires in the end zone for Hoffbauer, and it's incomplete. Just overthrew him on the outside shoulder, and that'll stop the clock with 8:58 to go first quarter. No score, and brings up 4th down for Dowling. 4th and 8 from the West 33-yard line.
And you're out here in no man's land, so Coach, it looks like Coach Wilson's going to go for it here. You're in no man's land. You're not going to gain much with a punt that runs in the end zone, so you just will roll the dice early.
Bruins will send 2 receivers on each side of the formation. No tight end, and now procedure call. I believe they're going to get West for being offside. And if it is, it'll bring up 4th and 3. Offside West Waterloo, says our officiating crew tonight, led by our official Brandon Foudy out of Pella, Dirk Riles, Elias Randall, David Forsyth, and Calvin Norris are our officiating crew in this 5A first-round game. They're going to reset the play clock, and it'll bring up 4th and 3 now for the Maroons. So
it opens up your playbook a little bit more. Now you think Ian Middleton for 3 yards, although it's been a little stingy up front there, but it gives you more options as a coach.
Maroons will go with a bunch formation if you're watching on CISN. At the bottom of the screen, handoff Middleton, right side, bounces outside, it's got the first down, crashes inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line, and a pickup of 9 yards and a Dowling first down.
You could see that coming. When they went trips on that side of the field to the wide side, it left a big gap because the defenders came out to cover the trips. Everybody was packed inside and left an alley there for Ian to go.
Handoff again.
Yeah, that was messy.
And now penalty flags down, and everything's going haywire with 1st and 10 Dowling from the 19-yard line, and we're going to have procedure against the Maroons. So that'll back them up 5 yards.
Yeah, just a little bit quick there, and I don't know if the ball didn't get snapped right away, but there was a lot of movement before there was a ball anywhere.
So it's 1st and 15 for the Maroons, back at their own 24-yard line. 3 receivers left, and the handoff to Middleton. Ian goes right over the A-gap, and he's hit and dropped. Good job by the West defense, led by Perryon Holmes, a young sophomore who plays linebacker, and he's also one of the backup tailbacks, and he's a pretty good wrestler, and it showed there, and he really stuck that play down. Wow.
Yeah, I didn't know he was a wrestler. That's a good ad by you there, Mark, and he showed it right there. That was technique, and you always like that, have that wrestler in there at linebacker. They can get in there and leverage. It's all about leverage.
Loss of 1. They'll bring up 2nd and 16. Dowling. Middleton goes in motion. 3 receivers left. They flood the left side. Back to throw Nahas. Looking right. Now wants to throw, and he underthrew his intended receiver. Coming across the middle, incomplete to his twin brother, Jimmy Nahas. And it'll bring up 3rd and 16 Dowling from the 25-yard line of West here in the early going. Just under 8 minutes to play, first quarter.
And that's probably the hard part for Joey Nahas is the fact that when you get in there like this, and you're handed off a few times, your arm isn't quite as loose as you're used to it being, and on the run right there, that's a tough throw, and he threw it into the dirt there a little bit.
This will be the 8th play of the Dowling drive. It started back in the 41. Back to throw is Nahas over the middle. Caught inside the 5. Touchdown Dowling. And Preston Hoffbauer has his 2nd touchdown of the season and the 1st of the postseason for Dowling Catholic from 25 yards out.
Yeah, Joey Nahas, what a pass. I mean, he threw that over the first level, and it went over the linebacker in a picture-perfect way, and then he was able to drop that in there to Hoffbauer, who breaks the one tackle and then gets into the touchdown, in for the touchdown. Nice play by the Maroons.
Certainly was, and now the extra point by Dowling as Owen McConville in the hold, Jack McLaughlin, the long snapper, and Ryan Kuhn to attempt the extra point. And it's up and good. Dowling 7 and West Waterloo nothing. With 7 minutes, 50 seconds remaining here in the first quarter, you're listening to Class 5A football playoffs on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.
7 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Here at Mediacom Stadium, the Maroons of Dowling Catholic 7, the Wallhawks Waterloo West 0. Number 0 back deep for the Wallhawks. Kuhn to kick off.
All right, Dowling going 8 plays, 59 yards, capped off by a Joey Nahas 25-yard touchdown pass to Preston Hoffbauer. Ryan Kuhn's extra point is good, and Dowling leads at 7-0. Now a little squib kick on the kickoff by Dowling, recovered by West Waterloo at the 31-yard line or so, and that's where their office will take over. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline, and that is where our Jenny Farrell Team Remax Concepts sideline reporter is, and that is Brian Morris on a tremendous night, a very chilly night, Brian.
Yeah, it was a great play there by Preston Hoffbauer. I mean, he caught it in his hands. That's hard to do as a receiver, but he used his hands, did not let the ball get to his body, ran a perfect route, and Nahas hit him with a great score to get it in here on this first drive for the Maroons, just to put it up 7-0, guys.
Yeah, and as Matt mentioned, got it right over a linebacker. Great touch on the ball by Joey Nahas for the score from 25 yards out. And now from the 32-yard line, here's a little quick pass over the outside or far sideline. It's caught, and a nice reception over there by the receiver for West, and that is Torian Das with the reception.
Yeah, Torian Das. We had the battle of the number zeros there. You had Jordan Watson in coverage, and he was able to knock him out of bounds, but the play action held everybody, and he was able to hit Torian there for a decent gain on first down.
We'll call it 6. It'll bring up 2nd and 4. Quarterback is Brett McGovern. He works out of the shotgun, wearing number 5, a senior. Just 2 underclassmen in this lineup, all seniors. A handoff goes to the tailback, and that's Felix Annan, the 5'11", 180-pound senior who did not play against Dowling in Game 1, has 9 touchdowns on the year and over 1,200 yards rushing. Turns the corner across the 40 up to the 41, a gain of 3.
Yeah, nice strong run there by Annan, and he was able to break the initial hit of Jackson Miller, and then got caught up with Brady Hagan, and Carlos Blount were dragging him down short of the first down.
Quarterback sneak by McGovern. This time he gets under center, and he picks up the first down up to the 44-yard line of West. Pick up a 3.
Yeah, and they just got up there quick and, tapped the center, and away you go, and they got the initial push that they needed there to get the first down. So a little bit of life here by Waterloo West as they try to pick up some energy and move the ball forward.
Offensive line, left tackle is Carson Nielsen, who we talked about, headed to the University of Iowa, 6'7", 290, big number 77. Kim St. Jean, the left guard, number 74, at 340 pounds and a senior. Riley Orr is the center at 6'2", 280-pound junior. And on the right side, Colby Jacobs, 260-pound right guard, and Kane Vaughn, 335-pound right tackle and Isaiah Corwin, number 34, at tight end. And now the handoff on a high snap given to the tailback, and Annan with it, and he may have gotten a couple yards up to the 48 before he's brought down there. They're going to spot it down at the 48, gain of 4.
Gain of 4 as he plowed into the line right there, and they got a little crease on that right side of the line for him to pop through. Kane Vaughn, Kobe Jacobs created a little alley, and then it was Carlos Blount and I believe Ryan Bobo at the bottom of that pile.
7-0 Dowling over West Waterloo as we approach the 6-minute mark here in the first quarter. As we simulcast tonight with CISN, our thanks to Pete Tarpey. He's a one-man show down there, camera and director, so we love it. And the handoff goes to Annan. He's driven back, hit in the backfield and dropped. And I'll tell you what, somebody shot the gap there, Matt, and that somebody was Brady Hagan, the other wrestler in this group. West had one on defense. Well, Hagan's on the defensive line, too, for Dowling.
Hagan went untouched, and he almost got the handoff. I don't know if he'd have known what to do with the ball if he'd have got the handoff. But in that case right there, he had Annan right in his tracks.
I'm going to apologize to the Hagan family. And
well, all those boys were great wrestlers and great linemen.
That was the principal that said that, folks, not the play-by-play guy. Back to throw. McGovern launched it downfield at the 20-yard line, incomplete, as he tried to hit his intended receiver, Torian Doss. And it was a well-thrown ball, but well defended by the Maroons.
Well defended by the Maroons. And I got to go back to Brady Hagan, because the Hagan tradition is on game day, you're wearing pants that stand out. And you could see Brady coming from one end of the building to the other today. He looked good. He can pull it off, though.
He'd be one of the few that could.
Yeah.
So that brings up 4th and 8 for West, and Dean Rizvek will come into punt, averaging 29.5 punts on the season. The long snapper is Jonathan
Burton. It's
over his head, and now Rizvek gets it, and now he's going to get the punt away. Line drive punt, and it's going to bounce and take a West bounce to the 40-yard line of Dowling. So they dodge a bullet there. They'll mark it down at the 41. That's where Dowling will have it, 1st and 10 from their own 41-yard line with 5:04 to go here in the first quarter. Dowling leading 7-0. Let's go down to our Jenny Farrell team Remax Concept sideline report. Jenny Farrell team has been helping generations of Dowling Catholic families with their real estate investments for almost 30 years. JenniferFarrell.remax.com. Brian Morris, come on in.
Yeah, guys, that snap was about 10 feet over that punter's head. I mean, it wasn't even close, but the punter did a great job to have the wherewithal to get that ball and get the punt off, guys.
He did. I mean, it's like a 13-yard punt, but as you mentioned, he had to dig it out, and now here's a handoff, and this is Middleton, and he may go up the middle. He goes inside the 30, and they drag him down inside the 25-yard line. Ian Middleton right up the gut deep into West territory at the 23-yard line. They spot him down there, Matt.
He hit the crease on the right side of the line and was able to get behind Max Thomas and Evan Mitchell, and just exploded through the hole, and with a stiff arm later, and he's gone. Here he's going again.
That was a 36-yard run by Middleton. 1st down, Dowling to the 23, and Ian spins out of a tackle and gets all the way down to the 12-yard line. He'll pick up 11 on that carry, and he did a lot of that on his own.
He did, and that time there was a little bit of a spin move behind the line of scrimmage, and he was able to explode and get forward, and it looks like we have an injury timeout here.
So we've got a stoppage of play, and man down for West Waterloo with 4:37 to go here in the first quarter. Dowling leads at 7-0, and we'll keep it here. We want to mention our supporters of Iowa Catholic Radio. They include Fast Signs in Clive, Skeffton's Formal Wear, the Catholic Tuition Organization. Our thanks to Iowa Wealth Management, the fee-only investment advisory firm. They are Red Zone supporters, helping clients grow and protect their wealth. Learn more at iowawealth.com. Our thanks to the Glazer family. Appreciate all they do. And the young man gets off under his own power, and that's hopefully it was just a cramp. And I hate saying that because you can get dehydrated on a cold night like this, a game time temperature at 45 degrees and a gusty wind, a crosswind. So it's 1st down, Dowling at the 12 of West. Nahas out of the shotgun, 2 tight ends for the Maroons, 1 receiver on each side, and they're going to get a receiver flinching there right in front of the head linesman. And that would be the guy that scored the touchdown, Mr. Hoffbauer would be guilty of the 5-yard penalty.
And you saw him tap his chest right away, and he goes, "It's on me." And then, I think you'll see this kid make up for that here pretty quick.
So we'll bring up 1st and 15 for Dowling. Move the ball back to the 17-yard line. Dowling in their home maroon jerseys, white pants and helmets, and West with their visiting white uniforms and gold helmets. And they defend the south end zone here, does West. Dowling with the handoff. Middleton, right side. Gets through a crease outside the numbers he goes and finally crashes down inside the 10. So he gets some of those yardage back, and they're going to give him 8 yards on the carry.
Yeah, he was able to fly through there and pick up some good yards, and it looked like, I'm running down the list here.
Give him an 8-yard gain.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was looking for the number.
And now they got penalty flags down. I think we have procedure again against Dowling. That was not a good snap that Joey had to grab, and procedure against Dowling.
Second down.
And bring up second down.
That's the second one like that that's been a little bit muddy, where the snap is, the timing is just off, and I'm not sure. They rotated back now, right? So we got Cade back at center, and
yes.
So getting that timing back between these guys is.
Cade Krause at center, Owen Marr now at left guard, and Carter Barrett at left tackle. Evan Mitchell, the right guard, and Max Thomas, the right tackle. And Dowling takes a timeout, so we will too, with 3:32 remaining here in the first quarter. Dowling leads at 7-0 in the Class 5A football playoffs on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN. Right, back to throw is Nahas out of the timeout. He fires underneath, and it is caught by his twin brother, Jimmy Nahas, and he gets inside the 10. They'll spot him down around the 6-yard line. A short gain of 3 that time, but a well-developed play out of the timeout there, Matt.
It was, and the timing on that was really good. And now you're at 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, and
right.
3rd and 5. They're getting on the scoreboard, but they can get a first down yet before the touchdown.
So a 3-yard reception that time from between the Nahas brothers. Back to throw is Joey Nahas, and now he's got defenders on him. Now he wants to run, throws against the grain, fires it into the end zone. Touchdown, Ian Middleton, the tailback, who was also in the end zone, and that is his first touchdown reception this season for Ian.
Yeah, great play by Joey Nahas and the line. The pocket started to collapse. Joey gives a pump fake, rolls out to his left, and you saw someone from the line pick up the defenders. And I thought Joey could have ran it in myself, but he found Ian sitting there standing all alone in the end zone and flipped it over the top to him, and you have 6 points.
So that's the second touchdown of the night for Joey Nahas, this time to Ian Middleton, his first reception of the year, and now the extra point by Dowling as Ryan Kuhn in for the extra point. McConville in to hold. That's Owen McConville, the junior, and Jack McLaughlin, the senior long snapper. And ball down, and extra point is up and through. So Dowling leads at 14-0, 2:51 remaining here in this first quarter from Mediacom Stadium on the campus of Drake University. Dowling 14, West Waterloo nothing on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN. right, here is a kickoff, and here's a return by West Waterloo from the goal line, and they get it across, does Desmond McMurrin, across the 20 up to about the 23-yard line. That's where the Warhawks will start, 1st and 10. Dowling 14 and West Waterloo nothing. Dowling going 5 plays and 59 yards, capped off by a second touchdown from Joey Nahas. This one to Ian Middleton from 6 yards out. Let's go down to our Jennifer Farrell sideline report. Brian Morris, come on in.
Yeah, guys, so we had a holding there, it looks like, on Waterloo West. It's going to pin them back a little bit longer. On that touchdown, you're right, Matt. Joey Nahas could have ran that in, but Ian Middleton was just standing there. But Joey really made the play because he dodged that defender to give himself some space to get away from all that noise that was happening in front of him. So good play by Joey Nahas to create space and give himself an opportunity to make that throw.
Yeah, and just an outstanding finish of the drive there by the Maroons. They had their backs against the wall a little bit and just came out and executed and put it across the goal line.
So West, as you mentioned, Brian, is back at their own 14-yard line, holding on the return. So they'll have a first down there. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandering, and Brian Morris tonight on Iowa Catholic Radio. Brian on the Dowling sideline on a very chilly 45-degree night. And now a high snap hauled in by McGovern. He'll give it to Annan, and he's stacked up right at the point of attack. May have gotten a yard up to the 15-yard line. He did. It'll bring up second down 9.
Yeah, and they pull up the pile, and you got Jackson Miller at the bottom of it again, and then our man Brady Hagan again at the bottom of that pile as you try to test that front four, and that's like running into a wall over and over again.
It is quite the wall. And then you get Edgar Perez back to add a little bit more depth, along with Jack McLaughlin, who's also a long snapper, and then Ian Middleton. Once in a while you'll see him in there. All right, second down 9, and the quarterback McGovern will give it to Annan, and he goes over to left guard, and he gets up to the about 18-yard line. They'll give him a gain of 3, and it'll bring up third down and long, third and about 6.
Yeah, and that time it was Blount and Jackson Miller coming from their linebacker positions off that left edge as they tried to run behind the big recruit Carson Nielsen, and they got a little push, but it's still third and long.
Third down and 7 officially. The line of scrimmage, they'll call it the 17-yard line of West Waterloo. Dowling 14, West Waterloo nothing. Minute 30 remaining, first quarter. West now changes a play at the line of scrimmage. McGovern will work out of the shotgun. And here's the snap. Rolls to his left and wants to run, and he's going to be stepping out of bounds right about the 22-yard line. He'll be shy of the first down by about 3 yards. Will bring up 4th and 3.
Yeah, he didn't quite. I think he got a little bit lost on the field there because I think he thought he was closer to that first down marker, and he's going to be 2 yards short. And Waterloo's trying to make a decision right now.
Yeah, this will be a tough one. Now, McGovern's only rushed the ball 40 times this year, but he's got negative 25 yards. That's his stats. So and I think he saw some three red maroon shirts coming right after him, so he did have to step out of bounds early. Now the punting unit's in.
Yep.
So a 5-yard gain for McGovern will bring up 4th down and 2 for West from their own 22-yard line. And the punter is in. Adine Rizvek, number 18, will stand back at his 7-yard line. Long snapper is Jonathan Burton. Good snap. And Rizvek gets it away. High, short kick. It'll bounce or fielded at the 50-yard line by Dowling. And the Maroons will take over from there. 1st and 10. Kyle Schumacher getting the responsibilities as Sam Drexler is out tonight with an injury. So it'll be 1st and 10 Dowling from around midfield with a minute 10 remaining here in the first quarter. Dowling leading 14-0. Let's go back down the field to our Jenny Farrell team Remax sideline report with Brian Morris. Brian?
Yeah, there was a lot of laughter down here because I think a lot of the coaching staff wanted him not to fair catch that because he had some room to run, and they said you're usually not safe, but you were safe, and that's probably a good decision on that play.
With one thing Dowling has tonight, it's inexperience at punt returns, and we haven't seen anybody run it other than Drexler.
There goes Ian
Middleton from the 49-yard line. He's going to score on one play. 49 yards. Ian Middleton with his second touchdown of the night, the first rushing touchdown for Ian. And the Maroons up 20-0. And, man, he looked like he was shot out of a cannon there, Matt.
He wasn't touched. And that offensive line, again, on that right side, they were able to create a crease, and he flew through it at top speed. And this time he wasn't getting caught. I think he was going to make sure he didn't get anyone on him.
And he flew right through the Iowa Wealth Management red zone. Iowa Wealth Management, a field investment advisory firm, helping clients grow and protect their wealth. Learn more at iowawealth.com, or thanks to the Glazer family. Now the Maroons are going to get a little creative. They're going to go for two as they do it's not a swinging gate, but it's something like it. And at quarterback and now we got a timeout call, as Ian Middleton was ready to take the snap.
Yeah. He was ready, too. He wants the ball.
We will keep it here. Yeah. Let's get in our Jenny Farrell sideline report, Brian Morris. But what a move by Middleton. He broke through that initial defensive line, Brian, and he just scampered through. No linebacker or safety help.
You had said, man, Middleton up the middle, and he was right up the middle of the field, and he wasn't even touched. But again, Dowling's doing what Dowling needed to do tonight, guys, right? They need to come out, kind of establish the run game, and they've done that, and it looks like the Maroons are just giving teams a little bit of a little eye candy to think about in the playoffs.
Yeah, Dowling's had the ball 3 times on offense and have scored 3 touchdowns. So Hoffbauer with the touchdown reception from Nahas, Middleton a touchdown reception from Nahas, and then Middleton up the middle right over the A-gap for 49 yards.
No one touches him, and he flies through there, and just a dominant play by that offensive line and not being able to tackle an Ian Middleton.
Well, it looks like Dowling settled, and I say settled on the extra point. They're going to put the extra point team in. Ethan LaCava will hold, and Kuhn in for the extra point, and it's through. So it's Dowling 21 and West Waterloo nothing. First round of the Class 5A high school football playoffs. Mark Amadale, Matt Mandring, and Brian Morris. Pete Tarpey running the live stream for the CISN group, and we'll return with 1 minute left in the first quarter on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN. All right, we're back here at Mediacom Stadium on the campus of Drake University here in Des Moines, Iowa. Dowling's home playoff game. Maroons lead it 21-0 on the kickoff by Ryan Kuhn, returned by Torian Doss, and he gets it across the 15 up to the 19-yard line. That's where West will start, 1st and 10. Dowling going one play, 49 yards. And that was Ian Middleton with his second touchdown of the night, first on the ground. And the Dowling defense takes the field. And Brian Morris will go right to you for real quick. The Maroon defense I think they forced three punts tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, guys, they have not given up much in the air on the ground. Just playing normal Dowling defense, and let's hope they continue this and we can get up by 35 quickly.
1st and 10, West from their own 19-yard line, and here's McGovern back to throw. Brett now being hit. He's going to be sacked in the backfield, and I think it was
that was Bonanno.
Anthony Bonanno got him, but he had other Maroon jerseys around him, and Hagan was also around it, but a sack in the back for the first of the night.
Great pressure there by the Dowling defense, and didn't give McGovern much time at all, and then he was just snowed under by Anthony Bonanno as he's flying around the edge. One score update.
Go ahead, Matt.
Indianola and Waukee Northwest 7-7, and Sioux City East is ahead of Dallas Center Grimes 10-0 at the moment.
A 12-yard sack, so it's 2nd down 22. Back to throw McGovern. He airs it out looking for Torian Doss. The pass is broken up, incomplete. A collision there between a pair of zeros, number zeros, Torian Das for West Waterloo and Jordan Watson. Mr. causing a fumble for Dowling Catholic at corner.
Yeah, he is. And, he's given up some size there, as Jordan usually does from that corner position. And Torian Das at 6'2", 180. And Jordan Watson played it perfect. He played his ground, held his ground, and went up there and knocked it down. So we one more play here in first quarter.
5 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Dowling leading 21-0 over West Waterloo. Jordan Watson, a big 5'9", and he climbed that ladder. Back to throw McGovern out of his own end zone, screen pass, and it's caught. And that might be Annan with the catch, and he's hit and dropped right at the 10-yard line. He'll pick up 3, and we've come to the end of the first quarter as Annan with the reception. Our score, Dowling 21, and the West Waterloo Wahawks nothing. And we'll go to the second quarter here in the Class 5A first round of the Class 5A football playoffs on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN. All right, we're back here at MediaCom Stadium on the campus of Drake University in Des Moines. Second quarter, and it's 4th and 19 for West Waterloo. They'll punt out of their own end zone, which is on the other side of the goal line, as one of our listeners texts me. He says, I forgot the name of the goal line. I couldn't spit it out. And now here they are punting from their own end zone. Here's Rizvik, and Dowling's going to let it go out of bounds. It'll go out of bounds about the 42-yard line in West Waterloo territories, where Dowling will start 1st and 10. With 11:53 remaining here in the second quarter, Dowling leading 21-0 over West. And Matt, you got some score updates before we go down to Brian.
You bet. And I got Sioux City East up on Dallas Center Grinds 13-0. Johnson's up on Ankeny Centennial 13-6. Liberty, Iowa City Liberty is up on Waukee 10-0 at this point.
All right. Appreciate those.
I believe, it's hard to tell from the scoreboard, but I believe Van Meter and Roland Story are tied for my wife listening at home.
Was she flipping pancakes Sunday?
She wasn't. We had guests over, and so she got stuck at home.
And if they're going to give the ball to Dowling at the West 39-yard line, the Maroons will go to the ground. And
there it
goes.
Off
right up the gut they go again, and that is Grayson Pennington, touchdown. They used the same play that worked the last time for Middleton.
Yeah.
That one was headed south. This one was headed north as we switched sides. Pennington from 39 yards out, and Dowling increases its lead to 27-0.
And again, they've found something there in that Waukee, in that Waterloo West defense, that they're able to man up, and they're getting a hat on everybody and blowing through there. And again, Pennington went untouched, the distance, one play, touchdown.
39 yards on the score. And now Ryan Kuhn, who's getting a workout in his leg tonight, will attempt the extra point. Dowling leading 27-0. The extra point on its way, and it's blocked. So our score remains 27-0 Dowling over West Waterloo. We'll take a break along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
The Maroons 27 and the Wahawks 0.
All right, we're back here at MediaCom Stadium, Drake University in Des Moines. Very cold night, 45 degrees at game time. Here's a kickoff by Ryan Kuhn, low line drive, and it's going to be picked up by McMurrin. And check that, Torian Das on the return.
The
ball got loose right at the 35-yard line, and the officials give it to Dowling. They say the Maroons came up with it.
And I couldn't tell. I see it when he was going down that whoever was on that tackle was ripping the ball out of his arm, and the ball did pop loose.
Well, the officials are going to huddle up. Let's get Brian Morris in, our sideline reporter, Brian. And anything you can add to this? Officials are going to talk it over. We may get it
again, it felt like he was down, guys, to be quite honest. I thought he was down.
Okay. Down by contact, so what turned out to be a loose football, ball carrier ruled down, and Torian Das on the return for West Waterloo. Maroons lead at 27-0 on a 39-yard run by Grayson Pennington, his fourth touchdown run of the year from 39 yards out. Extra point was blocked, and Maroons lead at 27-0. So West will have the football, and they will start at their own 33-yard line. Actually, the 34 they're going to mark it up to. And as the Dowling offense started to come on the field, but they are now back to the sideline as the offense for West Waterloo comes out, and a first down run for about a yard by Annan. We'll bring up second down and 9 here, Matt.
Yeah, that time Annan tested the right side of the Waterloo West line, and Carlos Blount was able to get in there and get the stop right away as Bonanno and Elcock and Hagan were able to stack it up.
All right, second down, 9. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. West going north to south, left to right on your screen. Handoff Annan, bounces outside. He's got the first down into the secondary, and he's running with the football. And he's finally brought down inside the Dowling 40. First time they've been in Dowling territory all night. They'll spot him down at the 39 of Dowling.
There they were able to seal everything off, and Annan bounced it to the outside as they've not been finding anything on the inside. He was able to bounce it to the outside and to the single receiver side for a big gain, and you saw that burst that he's capable of doing.
26-yard run for Felix Annan, 5'11", 180-pound senior. Didn't play against Dowling in game 1 back 5 games ago when the Maroons defeated West Waterloo 55-7 on Dowling's homecoming. But tonight it's 27-0 Maroons and a first down for West Waterloo. The Warhawks with it. McGovern out of the shotgun and gives it to Annan, left side over to left guard. Tries to spin out of a tackle and finally brought down at the 35 of Dowling. Gain of 4.
Nice little pop there as they get that first on first down to get a few yards, get 4 yards. And, it's trying to find something consistently, and they haven't been able to throw the ball at all. And so they have to rely on this run, and they've been testing the middle, and like on that last drive, on that last handoff before this, they get it to the edge and able to pop a run.
All right, to bring up second down and 6 for West. They'll send a man in motion. That's Michael Moeller, right to left. And next 2 receivers on the left side, 1 on the right. The one on the right is Desmond McMurrin. Now handoff to Annan, and he's hit and dropped right at the 33, a gain of 2.
Brady Hagan right on the pile there as he came in and was from the backside and was able to jump on Annan. Annan showed his strength right there as he was able to power a couple yards with Hagan on his back. And now we have Edgar Perez into the ball game there on a passing situation. And so it brings up a little more quickness in that front.
It's 3rd and 4 for West Waterloo. This is the deepest penetration they've had into Dowling territory tonight. Maroons protecting a 27-0 lead with under 9 minutes to play here in the first half. Handoff Annan, tries to bounce outside. He's hit, tries to turn the corner, and he's hit as he turns the corner at the 32-yard line. A gain of 1, and it'll bring up 4th down.
There they got it, and just he kept probing along that line, trying to find a little crease, and nothing there as the defense shuts it down. But here you are, 4th and short. And down 27-0 with 8:27 to go in the second quarter.
And it's interesting, Matt, you said when he had that 26-yard run, and he ran to the right side, which is opposite of Nielsen. This time they ran Nielsen's side, and they couldn't get the seal.
Yeah.
All right, so it's 4th and 2, and West going for it from the Dowling 32. 8:10 left to go, second quarter. McGovern now changing the play, has Annan in the backfield. 3 receivers right and 1 to the left. Back to throw McGovern, swings it out, a little flanker screen. It's incomplete. The intended receiver was Caven Bennett. The 5'9" senior couldn't hang on to the ball, and it's incomplete, and the Dowling defense holds again.
Sanko was right. He read that screen all the way. You could see as the line ran through the offensive line untouched that it was a screen play. Sanko read the same thing. Great coaching, knew what he was supposed to do, and came up and broke it up.
All right, let's go down to our sideline man, Mr. Brian Morris, with our Jenny Farrell team Remax Concepts sideline report. Brian?
Yeah, I'm down here with Leo Pagano, guys. Leo, how's the knee doing after the surgery?
Pretty good. Every day it's just getting a little bit better and better. It's a long process, but every day is better, so it's good.
I see you out here. You're helping coach the team up. You're going and sitting with your teammates during the huddle period. Talk to me about your role now. Again, I know it's a tough ending for you.
Yeah, it was hard at the start, but every week it's getting better with my mindset. I have a lot of knowledge, and with Jackson going in, it's like next man up, and whenever he has questions, I'm right there helping him, helping the younger guys, helping whoever needs help.
Now, I know that your teammates appreciate that, and again, congratulations. You had a great year going down, and it's tough to get an injury, but appreciate you coming by.
Thank you.
Great job, Brian, with Leo Pagano, Dowling starting linebacker, who was sidelined at the Cedar Rapids Kennedy game, out for the year with a torn ACL. 27 tackles, 11 solo. That were his numbers, and that was just not even through halfway part of the year, Matt.
Yeah, and he's just a great kid, great leader, and that's what gets missed on the football field is that leadership on the when you're out there, and at least he can be that on the sideline and in the locker room. Yet that's where that young man shines.
Absolutely, he's got a lot to offer for the next men in at that position, at linebacker. Handoff goes to Pennington, who's second consecutive possession that Grayson's been in there. And he gets the handoff and takes it across the 35. And they're going to mark him down at the 38-yard line. Give him 6. And we'll bring up third down for Dowling. 3rd and 3 from their own 38-yard line. Maroons leading 27-0. Handoff Pennington again. Tries to pop it outside. Breaks the tackle. He's got the first down and finally driven down towards the West Waterloo sideline. They'll mark him at the 43, and that's good enough for Dowling first down.
There he was probing the left side or the right side of the Dowling offensive line, and he was able to bounce it outside, turn it up, did a little spin, knew where the marker was, and was able to get that first down and move the sticks.
Boy, isn't that important? Knowing where the marker was, knowing what you have to get to get the first down. First down, Dowling. Back to throw is Nahas. Joey in the pocket is now scrambling around, and he's going to get back and maybe a gain a yard up to the 45-yard line. He'll gain 2 after everything broke down. Good coverage that time by the secondary of West Waterloo.
It was good coverage, and he didn't find any place to go, and they did a really good job of containing him as Malachi Hickey was the one that brought him down and tackled him for the short gain.
So it'll bring up second down 8, Dowling on their own 45. Handoff goes to Pennington, and he breaks one tackle and then spins around another, and that's Henry Schmidt, who's in there. Now the Maroons are interchanging their tailbacks, and Schmidt on the carry. And he gets it up to midfield, gain of 5.
Yeah, nice run there as they were able to keep this drive going and keep pounding that ball. It does a couple things, chews up the clock, and keeps the Waterloo West offense on the sideline.
Maroons with 2 tight ends and a receiver on each side of the formation. Joey Nahas at quarterback, 6 foot, 190-pound senior. He's thrown for 18 touchdowns on the season. He's thrown 1 tonight. Actually, he's thrown 2 tonight. And hands it off to Schmidt. Henry tried to turn the corner over to left guard, and he's hit and dropped. Nice job defensively. That is Isaiah Shepard, the sophomore linebacker, making the stop, and he brings that wrestling mentality to Shepard, and it'll bring up 4th and 3 for the Maroons.
Yeah, he's another one of those sophomores for Waterloo West that's able to come up and make some plays. An aggressive player, and he's a talented young man, and get up and get the stop, force the punt here for the Maroons.
All right, Henry Schmidt will go from tailback to punter. It'll be 4th and 4 Dowling from their own 49. Now Smith's going to run a fake punt. Smith around midfield, makes a cut. He's got the first down inside the 45. They'll spot him down at the 41-yard line of West Waterloo. So the Maroons pull out the bag of tricks.
They do, and you want to plant those kinds of seeds. I mean, it's a great call at midfield. You got momentum going your way, and Smith is a running back by nature anyway, and was able to explode around the edge and get the first down.
10-yard gain by the tailback turned punter just for a snap, and then he ran the ball. So he picks up 10 after losing 1 the previous play. It's 1st and 10 Dowling. Maroons will bring their offense on. Quinn Smolback will play the H-back in this set. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Dowling going right to left. The home team wearing the maroon jerseys with white helmets and white numbers. Back to throw Nahas. Looks right, throws right. Catch is made by Hoffbauer out of bounds. Right around the 36-yard line, they'll spot him out. Gain of 5.
Hoffbauer extends his arm and is able to get a little bit of reach, get a couple extra yards. Great timing between him and Joey Nahas, as the line gave Joey time there to sit. When you can able to do that play action, it just makes that whole process a lot easier, and Nahas put it right on Hoffbauer.
Up gain of 6. It'll bring up 2nd down 4. Pistol formation. And the handoff is to Smith, and he's going to be right up the middle, inside the 10, and dropped at the 5-yard line. Once again, the Maroons look like they're shot out of a cannon. They spread the field, and there is nobody. That middle linebacker is no longer. He's either on one side or the other, and they found the seam.
Yeah, I don't know if they're catching him slanting or what, but he's slanting away, and there's nobody home there as they fly through the middle of the field.
1st and goal on the 5. Handoff Smith, and he's hit from behind and thrown down. Nice move that time by big number 55, Peyton Smith on the tackle for West Waterloo.
That was a takedown. That was he got him, met him at the line of scrimmage, and that was an explosion there.
No gain of the play. 2nd and goal Dowling. The Maroons are in the Iowa Wealth Management Red Zone, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth. Learn more at iowawealth.com. 2nd and goal Dowling. 3 minutes left in the first half. 27-0 Dowling. Maroons knocking on the door again. Handoff goes to Smith. Thinks about cutting up outside. It goes inside for the touchdown. Try to go outside that C gap on the left end and cut it inside. Stayed inside the hash. Touchdown Dowling and Henry Smith.
Great patience there as he was able to just follow that line, and you get behind those that big line of Carter Barrett and company and Owen Marr on that left side. He just kind of followed him patiently and then shot through when he saw the gap, got in the end zone. 6 points, and here goes the Maroons for 1 point.
All right, Kuhn in for the extra point. Dowling 33-0 over West Waterloo with 2 minutes, 51 seconds remaining. And the ball is down. The kick is up and through. So Dowling leads at 34-0 with 2:51 to go here in the second quarter. We'll take a timeout and be back with the kickoff. It's Dowling leading West Waterloo in the Class 5A football playoffs. First round here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN. All right, here's a kickoff by Dowling, a squib kick, and fielded by Torian Das of West Waterloo, and the Wallhawks will have it 1st and 10, right around their own 24-yard line with 2:48 remaining in the first half. Dowling leading 34-0. Maroons on that last drive, 10 plays, 68 yards, capped off by Henry Smith, 5-yard run. But Brian Morris, we go down to you in our Jenny Farrell Team Remax Concept sideline report. It was Henry Smith that got that fourth down carry as he was synchronized, or he was imitating a punter.
Yeah, it was, again, I think what Dowling's doing now is they're just giving teams 5 extra minutes to practice different things, right? So Gary Swinson, maybe in 2 weeks, he's thinking about that play for 5 minutes. All you're doing is making teams think about what Dowling can do to you.
That's a good point. Is that true what Brian mentioned, Mr. Maindring?
Yes.
You've coached enough football.
You want to plant seeds every once in a while, and you think about why do those teams do that swinging gate when they never run it?
They never run it. Yeah.
Well, you chews up 10 minutes to 15 minutes a week for you as you prepare, and time is limited to prepare. But you got to prepare for it. The kids got nowhere to line up, so it wastes part of practice to do those plays that are just sitting there like that, and you plant those seeds.
Annan picks up 3 yards on first down. Handoff Annan again, and this time he tries to turn the corner. It won't happen. He's going to be hit and dropped, and a timeout called by Dowling and Tom Wilson as he'll lose a yard on that play. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 7 back at the 26-yard line for West Waterloo. Is a yard lost there, and Coach Wilson utilized the timeout. We'll keep it here, and we're going to thank Pete Tarpey and the CISN crew. They got 4 games they're covering tonight across the Central Iowa with all these games going on with the playoffs, Class 5A football playoffs. They are at Waukee Northwest, as Indianola's at Waukee Northwest. The other CISM game tonight is Cedar Rapids Prairie at Valley. That's at Valley Stadium. And Southeast Polk at Ankeny. Southeast Polk, the 4-time defending champs in 5A at Ankeny, all on CISN. Matt, you got some updated scores.
And that score right now, Southeast Polk is up on Ankeny 7-0. Valley's up on Prairie 13-7. Waukee Northwest pulled ahead now of Indianola 14-7. Game of interest for the Maroons. Iowa City West is ahead of Cedar Falls 21-7. Sioux City East is up on Dallas Center Grimes 20-7. Johnston is up on Ankeny Centennial 13-6. And Iowa City Liberty leads Waukee 17-6. All those games nearing half.
Yep, I was going to say all first half scores as everybody kicked off at 7 o'clock. All right, it's 3rd and 8 out of the Dowling timeout. So the West Waterloo offense on the field. McGovern back to throw, scrambles to his right, looking, fires double all down the field, and the pass is caught out of bounds, and what do the officials say? Incomplete. Yeah, Torian Doss was a receiver, and I'll tell you what, climbing right over his back and knocking it away. Tremendous job by Jeremiah Robertson for Dowling.
Robertson makes a nice play right there as he's able to knock that football away, and because it would have been a first down. So he stopped the drive, stops the clock, and it gives Dowling is going to give Dowling another opportunity here. And we have to remember that one of these times, earlier in the game, the snap went about 5 yards over the punter's head.
Yeah, well, that's because probably cold hands, I would guess. And Dowling has not returned the punt. Keep in mind, Sam Drexler, Dowling's punt returner, is not dressed tonight, out for injury. And now the Maroons let the punt as the punt gets away, and a nice punt by Rizvik, and gets all the way down to about the inside the 35. I'm going to spot it at the 31-yard line. Tremendous punt, and Dowling will take over from there and see if the Maroons, when they call that timeout, they're going to have 1:43 left. Brian Morris, we'll go down to you during this Jenny Farrell team sideline report. Remax Concept sponsors, and Maroons are going to run their 2-minute offense here in 1:43, Brian.
Yeah, you got to get some reps in, again, with doing different things, so that's why Tom made that call. I wish you guys could see replay, because I would love to see that hole that Dowling has exploited all night long, just to see what's happening, because these running backs, they have, even you could go through it, Mark, and that's saying something.
I knew that was coming somehow. I don't know why did I do that to others that bring that out? Okay, it's first down Dowling, and Haas back to throw, fires the ball out. It's caught and wide open for the Maroons is Smallback, and he's out of bounds as he's right in front of the West bench at the 46-yard line. Gain is 15 yards.
And a big gain of 15 yards. Nice play by Joey Nahas as he rolled out, found Schmalbach down the sideline. He gets tackled inbounds, but again, in high school football, clock stops till the chains get reset, so Dowling's back up, and now the clock is winding again.
All right, Dowling, I believe, has 1 timeout remaining, and now here's a quick pass near side. It's caught breaking a tackle and maybe going. That is Gabe Lawson with the reception, and he spins out of that tackle all the way down inside the 20 to the 17 of West.
Big play there as he's able to explode down that side. Joey Nahas found him sitting there, and he was able to shake his first tackler, and then he's loose down the sideline. Gabe Lawson, big pickup there as the chains move again.
37-yard gain, first down Dowling. Handoff right up the gut, and thrown down inside the 5-yard line is Grayson Pennington in there at tailback, and they'll spot him down at the 2.
A nice explosion there. Now that time he went between Kate Krause and Barrett and Marr, and big hole.
So Lawson with the big gain, and now Pennington with the handoff. And does he get in? Touchdown Dowling. Grayson Pennington from 2 yards out becomes the 3rd rushing touchdown of the night for Dowling Catholic, and for Pennington, his 2nd, and the Maroons tack on 40 points. It's 40-0 Dowling with 47 seconds remaining in the first half.
And you can see as the Maroons have rested Ian Middleton most of this second quarter.
On a 4-play, 69-yard drive capped off by Grayson Pennington's 2nd touchdown of the night, his 5th of the season, and we'll take a break here on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN. Correct. All right, we're back here at Mediacom Stadium, campus of Drake University, the home field for Dowling Catholic in the 5A football playoffs. Kickoff by Dowling, returned by West Waterloo up to their own 34-yard line. The final seconds of the second quarter, running clock. Dowling leading 41-0 after the Maroons scoring on a 4-play, 69-yard drive, capped off by Grayson Pennington's 2nd touchdown run of the night from 2 yards out. Now West will try to get this play off with 4 seconds remaining, and they do. McGovern will hand it off, and that is the tailback, the new tailback in, Isaiah Shepard, and he's hit and drop. He's also starting linebacker for the Warhawks, and that's how the first half will end, with the score Dowling 41 and West Waterloo nothing. Alongside Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadale. Brian Morris on the Dowling sideline, and he has head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic. Brian, take it away.
Yeah, Coach, you got to be proud of this team coming out, a team that you beat handily early in the season and is just doing the same thing right now.
Kids have done an outstanding job. Really proud of them. Laser focused throughout the week. Laser focused before the ball game. Really proud of them right now.
You got the offensive line opened up some big holes right up the middle of the field. There must be something you guys caught on tape, but they're executing.
Well, they decided to double cover Jeffrey Roberts the whole night, which keeps them a man short. That's part of it.
Gotcha. Coach, congratulations on the first half. Let's take it on the second half.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's Brian Morris with head coach Tom Wilson. That answers that question. They're double teaming Roberts, and that extra man, guess what? You start counting, and there's plenty of room to run the football for Middleton, Pennington, and Smid, and Nahas if you need to.
Yeah, it's like, it's almost like in basketball. If you're going to take your best player and they're going to shift the whole defense to them, well, let the other 4 guys beat you. Well, Dowling's content to say if you're going to take 2 of your 11 on one, and we'll play 10 against 9, and and that offensive line is going to win that battle.
All right, we're going to take a 2-minute break along our network lines, along CISN.TV if you're watching the live stream, and also for Roman Wilkham back at the Iowa Catholic Radio Studios. He is back there tonight with John Nielsen as they co-produce the radio portion. But Dowling with a pair of touchdown throws from quarterback Joey Nahas from 25 and 6 yards to Preston Hoffbauer and Ian Middleton. Ian Middleton, a touchdown run. Grayson Pennington, a pair of touchdown runs. And Henry Smid, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Maroons lead it at halftime 41-0. We'll take a 2-minute break and come back. We have head coach Tim Ives, the Dowling boys and girls cross country coach. They're running tomorrow at the state tournament, both the boys and girls for Dowling. So we'll talk more about that. And we'll have our halftime stats coming up after this 2-minute break along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
In 3, 2, 1.
Dowling Catholic Playoff Football on the Central Iowa Sports Network is presented tonight by the Greater Des Moines Catholic Football League, Annie and Gabe Mitchell at Remax Concepts, the Kitchen and Bath Company, Smith Pro, and the Girl Dad Media Corporation.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Better file that report. The clock's winding down. Good.
How do you make everyone's favorite buffet even better? How do you make the country's best chicken even more exciting? How do you make Thursday the best night ever? Wing night at Pizza Ranch. All the wings you want, plus all your other buffet favorites. And for a limited time, try the sweet heat of our new Honey Hot Sauce. The country's best wing night is here. Taking flight Thursday nights, only at Pizza Ranch.
Health powers life, from the delightfully routine to the truly uncharted. Building a relationship with a primary care doctor is one of the easiest ways to stay healthy. So if you don't have one, get started with Mercy One. From annual wellness visits to screenings and immunizations, our primary care doctors can help you be proactive with your health, ensuring you're ready no matter what life brings next. Find care at mercyone.org/healthpowerslife.
The state volleyball tournament is right around the corner. It starts next Monday at Extreme Arena in Coralville, Iowa. It goes from November 3rd to November 6th. A lot of big teams here in 5A, especially here in the Metro, make the state tournament again this year, along with 4A. Let's take a look at the bracket and who's going to Coralville. Your Class 5A state tournament bracket, Waukee Northwest is the #1 seed. They have looked really good all season long. Only one loss, and it was to their crosstown rival Waukee in tournament play where they lost 2-0. Other than that, they have looked like they have cruised through the season and look to win it all. Indianola is the 8th seed. They upset 4th-ranked Waukee on Tuesday night to get to the state tournament. Unbelievable job by the Indians. They beat Waukee in 5 sets. Indianola is in to the state tournament. Very impressive run the last couple of years for the Indians. They came up short in the title game just a couple years ago down in Class 4A. Ankeny Centennial on the other side of the bracket, the 2 seed. The Jags have looked really good this year, have slipped up a couple times, but a very senior-laden team look to possibly finally get the job done here this week. They will play Iowa City West, who took out rival Iowa City Liberty. The Trojans, while having not played a ton of great teams through the regular season, picked it up as the back half of the season went on. The Trojans will be a tough out in the first round of competition. Dowling Catholic is the 4 seed. The Maroons will play a CIML foe, the Ankeny Hawks, the 5 seed. That game takes place on Monday at 2 o'clock. Two teams very familiar with each other. We knew we'd see a CIML matchup in the first round. These are the two teams that have done it. Dowling Catholic fell just short in the state title game a couple years ago. They are still searching for their first ever state volleyball title as a school. Ankeny won the state title back in 2020. And then number 3 ranked Pleasant Valley, your defending state champions coming into this season. Remember, they beat Waukee Northwest last year. They take on Valley, the 6th seed. Do not sleep on Valley. They have got that team humming here toward the end of the season. They picked up a win over Cedar Falls in the regional final. It's going to be a tough out. If you had to pick an upset in the first round, circle that one. It's going to be a good one. That game at Monday on 2:25 time slot. Class 4A bracket, Clear Creek Amana, the #1 team. The Clippers have cruised through the regular season like they did a couple years ago when in as the 1 seed. But remember, they lost in the state tournament. They look to change the tides a little bit this year. They take on the 8 seed, Sergeant Bluff Luton, who has had a really good season, making the state tournament once again. That game takes place on Monday at 4 o'clock. The 2 seed, Sioux Center, knocked out the defending state champion Bishop Healing Crusaders. They are into the state tournament. Very, very impressive fan base over there that will travel well to Coralville. They take on Marion, who beat Wamak foe Solon. Marion is the 7th seed. Going to be a fun one there in round 1. Dallas Center Grimes is the 4th seed. The Mustangs have looked really good this year, made a late jump late in the season to the top 5 rankings after sitting outside the top 10 most of the year. Mustangs are going to be a tough out of the Little Hawkeye Conference. They take on North Scott, who has looked really good this season. They have very successful runs, state tournament champions just 2 years ago. The 3 seed, the Pella Dutch, played Monday at 6:25 against Norwalk. 2 Little Hawkeye Conference teams going at it. Pella was the defending state runner-up last year, returned a lot of really good talent. A lot of those girls come off the state softball champion team. Pella's going to be a tough out in the first round. And then Norwalk, who has looked really good, played a lot of CIML opponents this year. You know that the Warriors are going to be humming here in the state tournament. A lot of good Metro talent in 5A and 4A. We're excited to see how it all shakes out next week on the IGHSAU Digital Network, starting on Monday. Those are your 5A and 4A brackets. Do not forget that you can watch all the action next week at Extreme Arena on the IGHSAU Digital Network YouTube page or the IGHSAU website. A lot of fun action to be seen next week in Coralville all day long. Have it up in the background while you're working. It's nice to be able to watch some great volleyball happen. That's going to do it for us. We hope you enjoyed the state volleyball tournament. Let's get you back to the game.
Something exciting is growing on Iowa farms these days.
Innovation. From tractors that seed, weed, and harvest with data-driven precision to drones that scout or plant cover crops to protect soil and water. Even our animals live in smart homes with round-the-clock care. Technology keeps your food safer, water cleaner, and makes us more sustainable. Because what we do here benefits everyone here. Life on the farm makes everyone's life better. There's a kind of magic to making memories. To finding time for the little things and the big things. The new things. And the things you'll do over and over again. It's the magic of a job well done. And a well-deserved day of rest. Of living life to the fullest with the people you'd never want to live without. Fairway, closed on Sunday, open for life.
High school activities have given me the opportunity to get involved and make new friends.
Compete in sports that I love and meet new people.
Do something I love while building the programs in my communities.
Not just be a role model off the court, but also be a role model on the court.
Make connections and meet new people.
They give me a reason to work hard and better myself for the future.
Set good examples to the younger athletes.
Have a positive impact on my community.
Help us support Iowa high school activities.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
Hi, this is Chris from Fireplace Superstore. And if your old fireplace isn't giving you everything you want, you need to come see us so we can show you Heat & Glow's industry-leading gas fireplace inserts. A Heat & Glow gas insert will convert your old wood burner into a high-efficient gas fireplace that's easy to use and will warm your house. Come see us soon and get on the schedule for this winter's installations. For the best selection of fireplaces in the state of Iowa, come see Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homeacres on Douglas Avenue.
Employee Pricing Plus at DeArmond Automotive Knoxville. 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $15,000 off. Incredible offers on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $9,000 off. And new Jeep Wranglers with up to $8,500 off. And save on a new Chevy Silverado 1500 with over $12,000 off. Employee Pricing Plus. Save big now at DeArmond Automotive in Knoxville, Iowa.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Run, jump, lift, swim, compete, connect, breathe. Whatever your workout, you'll find it at the Y, plus a whole lot more. Right now, you can try the Y for free. Visit any branch or online at dmymca.org. One membership, endless opportunities. Your YMCA.
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. We could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. We could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe the neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
41-0 over West Waterloo just a few minutes before we kick off. And Mr. Maynard, you have our first half statistics you want to pass along to our viewers and listeners along CISN and Iowa Catholic Radio.
I do, and pause a second while I get back to this score as Van Meter just had a scoop and score for a touchdown, so they're now up 14-7. Okay, in the first half, Dowling Catholic, 14 first downs, 21 rushes, 233 yards for 11 yards of rush. Wow. And, as coach...
That's with three ball carriers.
Yeah, that's right. Joey Dayhouse was 7 of 9 passing for 121 yards for 13 yards a pass. 354 yards of offense in that first half, and just a dominant first half. Waterloo West, 5 first downs, 17 rushes, 45 yards, 2 of 7 passing for 9 yards. 9 yards of passing they've limited West to, and the Wahawks have 54 yards of total offense. Individually now, for the Maroons, Joey DeHaas 7 of 9, 121 yards. Hoffbauer had 3 catches for 55 yards. Gabe Lawson had 1 for 37. Schmalbach 1 for 15. Jimmy DeHaas had 1 for 8. Ian Middleton had that 1 catch for 6 yards, and that was a touchdown. Ian Middleton also ran 8 times for 114 yards. That's an amazing average. Grayson Pennington, 6 rushes for 68 yards. Henry Smid, 6 rushes for 49 yards. Just a great first half, and McGovern again was 2 of 7, and Annan was 14 rushes, 50 yards, and we're ready for the kickoff.
All right, we're going to keep it here as we start second half getting underway, as West Waterloo will kick off, defend the north end zone, and Dowling will take it on the hop, and now muffed by Dowling on the return at the 25-yard line, but squirting through there, getting up to the 30-yard line. Nice return that time after muffing the kickoff was Dowling's Henry Smid, and it'll be first down Maroons as we start the third quarter with the running clock. Dowling leading 41-0. Let's go down to our sideline man, the Jenny Farrell team sideline and Remax Concepts sideline reporter. That's Brian Morris. Brian, come on in.
Yeah, guys, it looks like we're going to have a lot of new players here in the second half. Sometimes they keep their some offensive linemen in. I think they've got a couple. I think they've got all 5 different offensive linemen in right now, guys. So we're going to have a lot of new names this half.
You aren't kidding, Brian, as we kind of expected that. From the 36-yard line, LaCava is the quarterback, and he gives it to the tailback, and squeaking through there is Grayson Pennington, and he's got the first down. He crosses the midfield. And check that, it's Smid in there.
Yeah, that's
Henry Smid. He crosses midfield down at the West 45 there, Matt.
Great job by that offensive line. And Henry Smid bounced that thing to the outside. And right now you got Finn Day at left tackle. You got Sebastian Hilligus at left guard. And we also see that Sam Spracklin is playing that tight end position on that left side, and they allowed Smid to take off and get the first down.
All right, Ethan LaCava, 6'4", 200-pound junior at quarterback, number 13, wants to throw, now being rushed, scrambles out of the pocket, nearly lost the football, now is going to be sacked back inside the 50-yard line as the West Waterloo defense catches up to him. Tucker Satterley and company making the stop.
Yeah, they were able to get pressure on him and didn't. And Ethan kept that play alive as long as he could. You talk about a tough thing when you've been sitting there the whole first half, as cold as it is, and now you're coming out here in the second half and trying to get warmed up. And the Waterloo West defense won that down, and now it is 2nd and long.
Yeah, 5-yard loss on the sack. So 2nd and 15, Dowling from midfield. Maroons going right to left, leading 41-0 as they go south to north. Here against a crosswind, 45-degree night. Temperatures dropping in the upper 30s tonight. LaCava back to throw, being chased again. Wants to run, and the ball is loose, and they're going to say it's a live football. No signal yet. Officials now will converge. Is it a fumble or an incomplete pass? And it's incomplete.
Yeah, I was going to say, his arm was moving forward. It felt like that right from the start. And they call an incomplete pass, and now it is 3rd and long.
And officials did a good job leaving the ball live. Brandon Foudy, our referee. Dirk Riles from Pella. Elias Randall from Cedar Rapids. David Forsyth from Pella. And Calvin Norris from Cedar Rapids, our officials tonight. Congratulations on making the postseason and working this Class 5A game here in Des Moines at Mediacom Stadium. It'll bring up 3rd and 15 for Dowling. LaCava back to throw and looks over the middle. The pass is caught. First down and more, and bouncing off a tackler and finally driven down is Gabe Lawson with the second big catch of the night.
Gabe Lawson, great catch, and he caught the ball, and then he took a few steps and got popped, kept his balance, and then ran it down farther. And that play right there shows you the trust that Coach Wilson has in young Ethan LaCava, as usually after a play like the previous one on a 3rd and long, you're just going to say, let's run the ball and let's just keep the game moving. But he wanted to get Ethan a shot, and Ethan took it.
And LaCava did a nice job. He looked down like a lateral pass, and he looked that one off and then found Lawson over the middle for a 21-yard gain. First down, Dowling. Back to throw. LaCava again fires it out. It's caught, and that's the freshman with the catch, Bo Williams. He's inside the 20 down to the West Waterloo 15-yard line, and that's his first catch of the year that he didn't score a touchdown, because that's his 3rd catch of the season, but 2 of them he scored touchdowns for the freshman.
You can see why this freshman, after that catch right there, gets on the field, because that was a great catch. I mean, hands only. He's got his eyes on the ball, hands out there, gets it, brings it in, and great catch by Bo Williams.
14-yard gain, first down, Dowling at the West 15-yard line. LaCava. And in the backfield is this Smid or Pennington, and he tripped up his Smid and Henry. Nice individual effort that time by the defender. Malachi Hickey, the senior defensive end, making the stop for West Waterloo, and loss on the play.
Yeah, and what's happening right now is Waterloo West figured that Dowling was going to come out and run the football, as they did in the first half, and ran for a lot of yardage. And so it's basically kind of a run blitz defense. And so Dowling says, well, you're going to take the run away, we're going to throw the football. And then they tested again there with Smith in that play.
A loss of 3. It'll bring up 2nd and 13, Dowling from the West 18. LaCava with 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Looks left. Now he's going to be hit and sacked. Sacked in the backfield by Tucker Satterley. LaCava goes down.
Yeah, LaCava didn't have much time right there. He had one look, and then he had to get rid of the ball, and there was nowhere to go with it.
So it moves the ball back to the West 23-yard line. A loss of 5 on that play. So back-to-back losses of 3 and 5 yards puts Dowling at 3rd and 18 from the West 23-yard line. 2 receivers right. 1 back in the backfield, and that's Henry Smith. And LaCava at quarterback. Ethan gives the handoff to Smith. Henry kind of trips over as he runs right over center, and he's tripped up as he gets to the 20-yard line. Gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
It'll bring up 4th down, and Dowling's going to run the field goal team out there. Boy, Smith just caught a foot of somebody there behind the line of scrimmage and stumbled for just a second. Otherwise, he might have been able to take that one for some extra yards.
All right, Dowling.
This is a long field goal.
37-yard field goal by Ryan Kuhn from the left hash towards the north end zone. Low snap, but a nice job getting it down. Ball is down, kick is up, and it is no good, just off to the left. And that snap may have an effect on the play. So the score remains Dowling 41 and West Waterloo nothing, with 5:43 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Running clock here in the 2nd half on Iowa Catholic Radio. Let's go down to our Jenny Farrell Team Remax Concepts sideline report with Brian Morris.
That snap was a little rough, but it was a good job to get the ball down at least. He had plenty of distance on the ball, but again, I think having to rush through that kick, it just went off to the left a bit.
Yeah, it certainly was. And Brian, you're right. Got a lot of players in that last series for Dowling on offense. And how about Williams with that big catch? And also, I'm looking down my score sheet, Gabe Lawson with his 2nd big catch of the night.
Yeah, I mean, we said Williams, I mean, he looked the part, man. As a freshman, he looks the part out there. And good hands. But again, it's nice to have these kids all get a little touch and playoff football.
Yeah, no question about it. 5 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Thank you, Brian, for that Jenny Farrell sideline report. And here is Wes with the football. A little end around as they give the handoff to Dezen McMurrin, and he tries a little jet sweep, tries to get outside left in. Can't quite get to the hash, and he's hit and dropped for a 1-yard gain.
Joel Sanko sitting there. He's got contained on that side on that play, and he's able to take him down. And as the rest of the team rallied up, and as they try misdirection in trying to create something, you got to try and create something if you're Waterloo West, and that one came up a little short because Joel Sanko was there.
2nd down 9. West on their own 21-yard line, trailing 41-0. This is their first possession of the 2nd half. Has McGovern in at quarterback, and he fakes the handoff, and he swing pass right side. Caught by Caven Bennett. Tries to get outside the numbers. He doesn't get that far, but he gets up to the 25-yard line. And getting up slowly is McMurrin, the other flanker, but a nice catch that time by Caven Bennett.
Gavin Gardner-Smith, coming from his safety position, stayed home and was able to come up and make that play, and did a really nice job coming up from safety there by Gavin.
So a 3-yard catch brings up third down. 3rd and 6 for West Waterloo. The Wallhawks on their own 24-yard line. They'll send 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. They go left to right, north to south here at Mediacom Stadium at Drake University. Back to throw is McGovern. Fires over the middle. The ball is in the air, and he overthrew everybody. Incomplete. The Dowling safety that time was Gavin Gardner-Smith, who got the start last week in place of Maddox Capola, and it's incomplete.
Good play there as they broke that play up, and he had to throw it way deep, and the coverage was there, and they were just taking a shot on third down.
Again, the winner of this game will play the winner of the Iowa City West and Cedar Falls game. That game is in Cedar Falls tonight, but West at last report was up in that game. So if it's Dowling and Iowa City West, first time those two teams would meet since 2017 when the Maroons defeated Iowa City West in the state championship game. All right, here is on 4th and 6. Here's the punt by Rizvik. And it's a fair catch signal for by Dowling Catholic as the Maroons now is Max Blankenhaven on the fair catch. And the Maroons will have a first down at their own 46-yard line with 2:26 remaining. And Dowling leading 41-0. Let's go down to the Dowling sideline. That's where Brian Morris is at. Brian?
Yeah, guys, the crowd here tonight was a pretty decent crowd. Again, I think a lot of parents, of course. Some of the students maybe not as much tonight, but again, it's a cold night. But this is a beautiful stadium to watch a football game.
And you know what, Brian? We get to do it again next week. How about that?
I'm coming back.
But will be no conflict with beggars or with trick-or-treaters out there. I think that's where a lot of people are at. They're either home watching and maybe handing out candy. I might knock on a few doors. Of course, it'd be after hours. I could knock on a few doors. You know where some treats are at in your neighborhood, Brian.
We had maybe the most people we've had through our house. I looked at my text at halftime that we've had probably in about 7-8 years. So
really,
it's all cyclical, right? The kids come back to neighborhoods. People buy houses.
Yeah.
Speaking of houses, I'll go. I will get back to the game.
The Jenny Farrell team, right?
JenniferFarrell.remax.com. We love helping Dowling alumni and anybody, but we work with a lot of Dowling alumni.
Yeah, I know you do. Appreciate that and appreciate the support. Timeout on the field. We'll take it with them with a minute 13 to go here in the third quarter. Dowling 41, West Waterloo nothing. Class 5A football playoffs continue here in the third quarter after these messages on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN. We're back here at Mediacom Stadium on the campus of Drake University, and Ringwelski with the carry. He's in the ball game for Dowling Catholic, and had a nice little run. Ethan Ringwelski, a sophomore running back, and a little end-around play to bring up 1st and 10 Dowling from their own 44-yard line. And Al Lacava back to throw, running with the football, and does a nice little stop and go, and finally gets it across the 40 into about the 35-yard line. They'll spot him down shy of the first down, but nice job by Ethan LaCava, the backup quarterback, going for about 10 yards.
Great decision by him as he got around the edge and there wasn't anything there for him, and he thought about it for a second. Do I pump fake? No, I'm going to run. And the safe thing to do, and he got the yardage, and that'll end the quarter.
So we've come to the end of the third quarter here at Mediacom Stadium. The Class 5A football playoffs first round. Dowling 41, West Waterloo nothing. Alongside Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadeo, Brian Morris on the Dowling sideline, and Pete Tarpey running the live stream tonight all by himself. We'll return with the fourth quarter in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.
Attention coaches and fans, we would like to remind both teams and fans to wait for the presentation of awards after the game this evening. We need both teams to remain on the field after shaking hands. Thank you. The game clock to 12 minutes.
Oh, Warrior.
Thank you.
All right, Roman Wilkin playing the Warrior song. There you go. I love it. He and John Nielsen, our DJs, back and producing Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale, Matt Manry are underway here in the fourth quarter. And here's a quick pop pass that's caught by Matthew Wiskison. He's got the first down. Hey, Mary Beth.
I saw Mary Beth up here a little bit ago.
Volleyball coach with his first varsity catch. How about that?
There you go. Matthew Wiskus gets a catch. The senior, that's always fun stuff right there. And he's able to take the ball for a first down as Ethan LaCava hit him over the middle. And great run and catch and by him.
20-yard gain by Matthew Wiskus. First and 10 Dowling. LaCava on a quick hitter that time. Here's a snap working out of the pistol, and he gives it to Ringwelski. Or check that, is that Max Flander? Flander is in there. They're rotating the backs almost every play, and Flander gets a couple from the 17. Is Dowling now in the Iowa Wealth Management Red Zone, a fee-only investment advisory firm helping clients grow and protect their wealth. Learn more at iowawealth.com. Our thanks to the Glazer family for their support of Iowa Catholic Radio's coverage of Dowling Catholic football, our 49th year.
One score update. We have now Ankeny and Southeast Polk are tied at 7.
All right, and Dowling now will work the handoff, and that's once again Ethan Ringwelski as they rotate backs. Ringwelski and Flander have been back and forth, and Ringwelski with the carry.
Ringwelski, nice run into the middle there, not a lot of room, and he was able to wrestle forward for a few yards and hard-fought yards.
They'll give him 3 there, Matt.
One score update. Johnston's now running away with it against Ankeny Centennial. They are up 33-13 in the middle of the third quarter.
All right, here's Dowling 41 and West Waterloo nothing. Dowling in the red zone again, and here is LaCava. The handoff goes to Ringwelski, and Ethan, the sophomore running back, dives near the 10 is where they're going to spot him down, gain of 3.
Makes a nice cut at the line of scrimmage, and I thought he was going to get around the edge there a little bit and dive up and in there, but no room.
All right, we got 4th down and 5, and the Maroons are going to bring on the field goal unit, so Owen McConville will be in the hold. Ryan Kuhn will attempt a 27-yard field goal from the left hash and going against a crosswind. McLaughlin will be the long snapper, and that'd be Jack McLaughlin. The field goal is up and good. So the Maroons tack on 3 more. Dowling leads 44-0 over West Waterloo. A timeout on the field, and we'll take it with them. Dowling 44, West Waterloo nothing. 9:24 remaining, fourth quarter. Back in 1 minute along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN. What's that?
This is going fast now.
No, great. 4, 5, 6.
Now kicking off for the Maroons, number 99, Brody Gable.
All right, back here at Mediacom Stadium at Drake University. Dowling 44, West Waterloo nothing. The Maroons going 9 plays, 54 yards, capped off by a Ryan Kuhn 27-yard field goal. Here's the kickoff. Penalty flag goes down as the ball goes out of bounds. So West Waterloo will start 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line on the penalty. Let's go down to Brian Morris with our Jenny Farrell team RE/MAX sideline report. And Brian, come on in. A lot of players getting in tonight for the Maroons.
Yeah, they were kind of pulling together a kickoff team there. I think they were trying to get different guys in. But that kickoff went out of bounds by the freshman Brody Gable. He's the freshman backup kicker, so that one went out of bounds, so they're going to get it on the 35.
Well, good call there, Brian Morris. And, of course, we got to start putting our heads together about who you're going to talk to on the postgame show. Any ideas going through you? Mr. Mainry's busy watching Van Meter football. So
I'll probably pull, I think, the one offensive lineman, Max Thomas. We'll probably talk to him tonight because the offensive line just did a fantastic, potentially maybe Maddox Capola.
Okay, one offense, one defense.
Yeah.
As now West Waterloo with the football. Thank you, Brian, for that report from the Dowling sideline as Brett McGovern keeps the football from his own 35-yard line, and he moves it up to Colorado at the 48-yard line. Pick up a 13 yards and a first down.
And they're starting to move the ball in the middle of the line now. We have Jack McLaughlin, and I'm just calling out whatever number I see. I see Dylan Ducharme in there at linebacker, and we've got Edgar Perez at the right defensive end, and Liam Tohe at the defensive tackle spot as well.
All right, pistol formation. They give it to the backup tailback, and that is Isaiah Shepard, number 39, also the starting linebacker, and he picks up the first down.
Grayson, was that 37 is Dylan Ducharme, and then I believe we have Jimmy Howard was the other one on that tackle there. So, these trying to keep up with the kids that are coming in and out of the ball game. Liam Hogan's at the one corner, and we have, as we said earlier, Gavin Gardner-Smith and Gabe Lawson now is at the other safety position.
All right, 1st and 10, West. They give it to the tailback, Shepard, and Isaiah gets across midfield into Dowling territory at the Dowling 49, a pickup of 2. It'll bring up 2nd and 8.
Coming off the bottom of that pile is Jack McLaughlin as he comes in there and makes a nice tackle and stops them for a very short gain, and they're picking up right where the other crew left off, and they're really starting to they're doing their thing. Cale Abramson is the other defensive lineman at this time.
All right, 2nd down and 8 for West Waterloo on the Dowling 49. Game clock continues to run. 7:32 left to go, 4th quarter. Now McGovern, a play action fake and a quick toss, and that's Caven Bennett with it. He gets outside the numbers and finally driven down. He's got the first down at the Dowling 40, a pickup of 9.
Pickup of 9, and he's out there. He'd run around and because he couldn't run, and then he flicks it to him. And the misdirection, when you have a different group of defenders out there and they're all kind of running around, then you run misdirection. That's a tough one for them. But they held their own, made the play as the clock continues to roll. Down below 7 minutes already.
Yeah, it's been a quick-moving second half, but that happens when you have the running clock. As it's a 1st and 10 for West Waterloo at the Dowling 40. See if the Maroons can pitch the shutout tonight. Last minute was 55-7, Dowling over West, and now a handoff goes to the tailback, and that's Isaiah Shepard again, and he scampers through there inside the 35 down near the 32-yard line. They'll spot him down, gain of 8.
Gain of 8, and Gabe Lawson was there to take him down, and he's a tough one. Isaiah Shepard's a good, strong runner, and Gabe Lawson was able to kind of lasso him down there and make a play.
Shepard's a wrestler who qualified for state last year. He's a starting linebacker, but he's also like the second or third team running back, and he's getting his reps in right here. Handoff Shepard again, right guard, and he's near a first down. They're going to stop him right at Well, they're going to give him forward progress inside the 30, and that's near a first down.
Liam Tohey and company there on that play and make a nice stop for the Maroons as they are able to stop him up and just, going to be half a yard short of the first down.
Yep, 2-yard gain. So it'll bring up third down. 3rd and 1 for West Waterloo, and of course the Dowling defense. They've got a lot of kids that don't get a lot of action in a varsity game, but here's a chance to hold the shutout if they can. 5.5 minutes remaining. 3rd and 1 West from the Dowling 30. Shotgun formation and a little quick hitter, and the pass is caught by Isaiah Corwin. A little pop pass from quarterback McGovern, and he's got the first down. Corwin.
And he is able to get out there and make that, flicked it out to him on that play and was able to scamper to the sideline, and away they go.
So it's first down West at the Dowling 25-yard line. They'll spot the ball. That play went for 5 yards and a West first down.
This drive may take the whole quarter.
It could. It started with 9.5 minutes left in the fourth, and here we are at the under 5 minutes to play. McGovern, play action fake, fires the ball over the middle. The pass is caught, and that is Desmond McMurray, and he's in for the touchdown.
I jinxed it. I did.
25-yard pass play, Brett McGovern to Desmond McMurray. And for McMurray, that is his 8th touchdown of the season. And now the extra point. So the Maroons, for the 2nd consecutive game against West, cannot pitch the shutout.
Well, and this is the only time the clock stops. And after the touchdown, they stop the clock for the extra point, and it'll start again on the kickoff.
So in for the extra point, Dean Rizvik. He handles all the punting and kickoffs and extra points and field goals. Brett McGovern, quarterback, into hold, and Jonathan Burton, the long snapper. 44-6, Dowling with the lead. 4:36 remaining, fourth quarter. Extra point by Rizvik is up, and it is no good, off to the right. So our score is Dowling 44, West Waterloo 6. Back in 1 minute here in the fourth quarter of the Class 5A football playoffs on Iowa Catholic Radio and CISN.TV.
4:36 left here in the game. The Maroons of Dowling Catholic 44 and the Wahawks of Waterloo West 6. Once again, we would like to remind everyone, both coaches and fans, to wait for the presentation of awards after the game. We need both teams, that is both teams, to remain on the field after shaking hands. Thank you for your cooperation.
All right, West Waterloo goes 8 plays and 65 yards, capped off by a Desmond McMurray 25-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Brett McGovern to put West on the board. And now the kickoff by Dowling. Here's Maroons on the return. And on the return is Henry Smith as he stops and then angles back and gets up near the 40-yard line with that return. So Dowling will have great field position. 1st and 10. They'll spot him down at their own 39-yard line with 4:18 to go here in the fourth quarter. And Dowling has this game well in hand. Alongside Matt Maindring, I'm Mark Amadale, and let's go down to our Jenny Farrell sideline report with Brian Morris. Brian?
Yeah, guys, we've talked about Grayson Pennington and Henry Smith, both sophomore running backs, both go about 5'10", 175, and again, 2 more years of their football life here at Dowling, and they're going to probably put on 15, 20 pounds, so the running back is stocked for the future.
No question about it. Now Dowling keeps the ball on the ground. They'll hand it off to Max Flander, the freshman running back, and the new quarterback for the Maroons right now is Jack Corson, the sophomore quarterback in there right now. Matt?
Yeah, I had to do some searching there to see who was that quarterback, and you got Corson in there and hands it off to Flander, and away they go. And you're looking at probably about, maybe 6 snaps. as we start to wind down.
You're doing the clock thing already, huh? Well, keep in mind, we'll have our post-game show. We'll have Brian Morris on the Dowling sideline. We've already tossed a couple names. We'll see if he can get through the handlers and get maybe an interview set up as the handoff goes to Max Flander again, the freshman running back, 5'10", 185 pounds, and he's got the first down across midfield to the West 47-yard line.
That was a great run by him. He got hit at the line of scrimmage, bounces it to the right side, and he showed his acceleration there as he got to the boundary and really made a nice run there to get the first down.
Yep, 10-yard run, first down Dowling. Maroons will let the play clock wind down as they like to play fast, but sometimes you got to slow down to get the game clock in. The Maroons will send one wide receiver, Anai Ukek, a Keck over top of the screen if you're watching number 25 as a flanker, and they hand it off, keep it on the ground, and this is Max Flander again, and he goes over right guard down to about the 43-yard line, a gain of 4.
Gain of 4, and they're still, they're able to get that yardage up the middle like they've been able to do the whole game, and there Flander was able to pop a little crease and keep possession of the ball as they, I might have overstated six plays because we're under 2 minutes. We might only get 3 more plays in.
Brian, isn't it interesting that some coaches, they get it figured out, how much time do we have to kill, and now he's got it down to plays.
Yeah. That's all right. I'm waiting for a World Series score from one of you guys.
Oh, well, we can look that up here. We might get on that. Thank you, Brian. Max Flander again on the carry.
Yeah,
he gets
nice
down
carry.
to the 40, gain of 3.
It is football Friday night, and unless the Red Sox are playing, I'm okay. I'm going to pay attention to this first.
Unless the Red Sox are playing. Well, I'm going to give Brian a World Series score. I'm sure our listeners who are trying to watch us hand out Halloween candy would like to know. But the Dodgers lead Toronto 3-1 in the middle of the 6th inning in Toronto. So the Dodgers on the brink of elimination, hanging in there. Wow. Does that help you out, Brian?
I'm just curious. They've been I don't watch a lot of regular season baseball, but the World Series is always fun to watch. So it looks like it go to Game 7.
Yeah, that's been a great series, though. I do like baseball. I mean, it's fun to watch, and this has been a great series. Although I didn't stay awake for the 18th inning. I did not make 2 in the morning.
I hit 14th inning on that one.
All right, Dowling penalized on that last play, so it's 3rd and 18 back at their own 45. And here's the handoff once again. They'll hand it off to Flander, and he tries to go over left end, and final minute and 10 seconds remaining. He'll be shy of the first down. We'll bring up 4th down for the Maroons as they have the ball at the 49 of West.
And they've got you got 31 seconds on the play clock, 57 on there's going to be one more snap here for the Dowling offense as they try to get a first down here.
Well, they got to get a first down, 4th and 12, and they're going to probably let the play clock go down. They may call a timeout. We'll see what Coach Wilson does. But our score at halftime was 41-0 Dowling, as the Maroons had 4 rushing touchdowns in the first half. Ian Middleton, Grayson Pennington with 2, Middleton with 1, and Henry Smith with 1. And then Joey Nahas, a pair of touchdown passes to Preston Hoffbauer and Ian Middleton. Second half, it's been a field goal by Ryan Kuhn from 27 yards, only scoring for Dowling, and then Dezen McMurrin, a 25-yard reception for a touchdown for West Waterloo. And as we mentioned, timeout called. We'll keep it here. With 29 seconds to play, it'll be 4th and 12 for Dowling after the timeout here, Matt. And we want to thank our sponsors and supporters all season long. They include Fast Signs and Clive, Ashworth Vision Clinic, Bozen the Florist, and Construction Professionals. And reminder, the Friends of Catholic Worker will give away free coats this winter to low-income and homeless population of Des Moines. That'll be on Tuesday, November 25th. Learn more about this cause at friendsofcatholicworker.com. We appreciate all the support that they give to the community in a great cause. And again, Friends of Catholic Worker is the website.com. All right, Ankeny is now tied at 14, Matt. An update there, Ankeny and Southeast Polk. All right, final play of the game. Apparently, it's 4th down for the Maroons, and they're going to go for it, and they're going to keep the football running around with it. As Corson, Jack goes near side to be shy of the first down, brought down, and that'll be right at the 40-yard line, and the game clock will continue to run. They don't stop on the change of possession. So Corson has the final carry, apparently.
Yeah, and Waterloo West is not going to bring their offense onto the field. They're just going to let her wind down, and that's the ball game. So,
well, congratulations to head coach Tom Wilson and the Dowling Maroons, a 44-6 win here at Mediacom Stadium, the first round of the Class 5A football playoffs. Dowling has punched their ticket to the second round, which is next Friday night. We'll be here. 6:30 pregame, kickoff at 7 o'clock, and we think it's Iowa City West. At last report, Matt, West was leading.
21-10 was the last score we've got from there, and
over Cedar Falls.
Over Cedar Falls, and that one, so it's 24-10 now. Now it's 31-17. So Iowa City West has extended it, and looks like they're going to be the next opponent for the Maroons at this point.
We will let Brian Morris.
There's a lot of football game there left, though. There are only 7 minutes left in the third quarter on that.
So we were one of the late games going into halftime, but now we're one of the first games done due to the running clock. So okay, we're going to take a 2-minute break as Brian is going to line up our post-game guests, a couple of Dowling players, along with head coach Tom Wilson and Pete Tarpey running the cameras for live stream tonight on CISN. We will take a 2-minute break along our network stations. That includes Roman Wilkin back at the Iowa Catholic Radio Studios, and we appreciate him and John Nielsen helping out. So we'll take a 2-minute break, regroup, and come back with the post-game show. Final from Mediacom Stadium. It's Dowling 44 and West Waterloo 6. And we'll return after these messages along the Iowa Catholic Radio Network and CISN.TV.
Fans, we would like to now direct your attention to midfield as Jared Herring, representing Dowling Catholic High School, will make a presentation to the Wahawks of Waterloo West. First off, congratulations to the Dowling Catholic Maroons as you will advance to the second round of the Iowa High School Athletic Association playoffs next Friday night, November 5th, right here at Mediacom Stadium. At this time, we would like to honor the Wahawks of Waterloo West for an outstanding season. The trophy and medals that you are receiving are in recognition of a great season. Congratulations to Coach Lonnie Moore of the Wahawks of Waterloo West, and for making the playoffs. Remember, Maroons fans, we will see you back here at Mediacom Stadium next Friday night at 7 p.m. That is November.
All right, we're back here at Mediacom Stadium on the campus of Drake University. Final score tonight, Dowling 44 and West Waterloo 6. Dowling improves this record to 9-1. They have the state's longest winning streak, Brian Morris, down there on Mediacom Stadium at 9 straight games. West closes out their season, Waterloo West, with a record of 5-5. How about that? 9 in a row for the Maroons.
Yeah, that first game of the season, back and forth with Valley. Again, we've seen so much improvement for this Maroon team, and I said it about week 5. Man, there's something about this team I really like, and they have a good team chemistry.
Yeah, and they play together. They rally to each other. Guys that you think would be the leading receiver, they're blocking for others. And I've noticed that this year. And, Brian, that's come across in your reports from the Dowling sideline. Something we don't see up here is they're all helping one another, and that's how you move on, especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You got to have that team chemistry, and this Maroon team has it. Again, the defense, I love this defense because you look around, you just have a lot of really good football players who like to play football, and that's what I see on this team defense.
All right, we got a problem, Brian, right away. Coach Pollock, the offensive line coach, has got his Halloween candy basket out, and they're all getting candy right now as they go through the handshake line.
Oh, that's all right. Well,
so that diet is out the door, Mr. Maindring. I don't know if they can recover in a week.
Well, I think they'll be okay. Yeah. They burned up some calories tonight out in this cold, and so it's it's a credit to the program. I mean, they just came out and were focused, and in a game that would be hard to keep your focus, they were able to do it and executed well all night long.
All right, so we're going to go through a couple of interviews. Brian, you've got players lined up. I see one of them walking
towards you. There he is, right there.
And then we'll have Coach Wilson, and it's for our CISN crew. We'll do the interviews, and then we will close out. So CISN will be done. We'll continue with Iowa Catholic Radio. So let's go down the field, and Brian Morris, who do you have there with your first interview?
I got senior Max Thomas here, and Max, just the first question's about this offensive line tonight. You opened up some big holes up the middle. Tell me a little bit about those blocking schemes.
We come out every day in practice, work on that, so we can perform during the game. It turned out power was a good look for us tonight, so we got a lot of rushing yards for our running backs.
What was the candy bar of choice you picked tonight?
I have a Kit Kat in my hand right now.
Okay, you got another week. This is playoff football. You got to win every week. What's the preparation? Coach said you had a really good week of practice last week.
Yeah. We come out at 7 in the morning tomorrow. Then we come to practice every day, ready to work.
Okay, and you're surrounded here by a bunch of your other hogs, I'll call them. Tell me about this team and how you guys bond together.
The entire line's a group. Come out every day together. Right guard Evan Mitchell, left tackle Carter Bear, left guard Owen Marr, and center Cade Krause, and Quinn Smolyak and Leighton.
You got to get the tight ends in. Okay, well, congrats on the victory tonight. Again, get some rest. You got another big game coming up here next week.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, Brian. Thank you for that, Brian Morris. I know he's going to.
Hey, go ahead.
Max is there yet. Yeah.
Hey, Max Thomas, I got to ask you. You're the starting right tackle. Don't forget you. And let's talk about your position coaches, Coach Shelton and Coach Pollock, who's handing out treats. What do they like to play for? That's got to be interesting every day.
No.
Go ahead.
They're good coaches. They yell at us a lot, but they care about us.
Max, let me ask you this. From the beginning of the year to now, you guys have gelled very well. We've all noticed that. What's been the big difference between late August and here we are lurking on November 1st?
Getting cold out. We got to get into perfection. We can't have any more mistakes. That's about it.
Hey, Max, this is Mr. Maindring, and I got a question for you here. Tell me which drill is the coach's favorite?
Coach Pollock's favorite drill is probably getting us in the chutes every day, doing random stuff.
Random stuff.
Working on our technique.
Well, Max, what's your favorite drill?
Yeah, what's your favorite drill, Max?
My favorite drill is probably Sweeney drill. Shout out Thomas Sweeney.
Okay.
There you go. Well, Max, congratulations, and we'll see you next week in the second round of the playoffs, and stay healthy.
Thank you.
All right, Max Thomas, Dowling starting right tackle, down there with Brian Morris in our sideline report. I want to thank Jenny Farrell team for sponsoring that. Our sideline reports all season long, and I think Brian is now recuperating and trying to get the exchange. I'm not sure. Who's he got? Oh, he's going to get.
He's got Max.
He's got Max Capola. Max sat out last week with an injury against Marshalltown, but he's back. And I'm used to talking to this guy during the basketball season, and his older brother too, who's out there shooting hoops. But let's go down to Brian Morris with Dowling starting free safety Maddox Capola. Brian.
Yeah, Maddox, talk a little bit about this defense. I've said all year long, you guys are just a team. You're out there playing for each other. I say there's no superstars. Again, maybe I shouldn't say that, but you guys all play really good football together as a team.
Yeah, I mean, we're a good group of guys. We know each other all really well, and if anybody makes a play, we're our best supporters. We're all going there to celebrate the play. And I think it's a testament that I don't get much action deep sometimes, but it's how good we are up front. I mean, we're just a squad, and I think we got a good shot to do good things going forward.
You kind of came out this year. I know you had a year or two off from football. Tell me about the experience of coming back out. And I know it's different from basketball because there's a lot more players, but just talk about the experience.
Yeah, it's probably one of the greatest decisions I've made to come back out. Being around these guys, these coaches, I mean, they support you like no other. It's been really great to build the connections with everyone here. I mean, it's a great program.
And I'm assuming you're okay taking 3 more weeks to not have basketball and focus on football.
Yeah, that'd be ideal, man. That'd be ideal.
All right, Mark.
Maddox, I got a question for you. You know, Maddox does our prayer at the end of every day, by the way, and he leads the whole school in prayer. But Maddox, I want to know, you know, what was the hardest thing to adjust to getting back onto the field and knocking the rust off for you from that safety position? What was the greatest challenge?
Probably the speed of the game at first. I was real nervous week 1, but I mean, like I said, we got a great staff that'll prepare you, and it started to slow down as the games went on, but definitely just the speed of the game, how fast everything was moving, but it all seemed to work out. So.
Yeah, I think that's a great answer, Maddox, because that the speed of the game is hard to replicate all the time, and then for you, I like to hear that you're saying that it's slowed down. That means that you're getting comfortable and you can see things happen. What's one of your keys as you're back there? What are you looking at?
A lot of the quarterback. Look at him most of the time, but formation, alignment. You know, we go over all the alignments and formations extensively throughout the week, and that just prepares me to know, predict what I think is coming and what could happen, and just put me in the right spot to make the play.
Maddox, got to ask you about your position coaches, Coach Smith and Coach Moats. I know that you worked a lot with them. I remember they were kind of prepping you as you were getting ready to start your first game. But how's that been from August now to we're approaching November? How has that growth been with you?
Yeah, I love those guys, man. Those are my guys. I just had DB team dinner with them not too long ago. I mean, we're a family for sure. I couldn't pick anyone else but those two.
Now, being now going out for your second sport, how does that help? Because we have listeners that have kids. It's like, oh, I'm just specializing in one sport. You were basketball. That's your main sport. But how important is going out for football going to make you a better basketball player this winter?
Yeah, it just makes you a better athlete overall. I mean, there's a little extra motivation in the weight room when you got to come play a physical game like this. And I think that's just helped me to be a better athlete, better human in general for sure. It's just a different sport, and it'll prepare you mentally and physically in different ways, and that can be applied across all sports. So,
Maddox, congratulations. Thanks for joining us here in the post-game show and getting your first playoff win in a Dowling football uniform.
Appreciate it.
All right, have a good one, Maddox.
Right, Maddox Capola joined us here in the post-game show with Brian Morris. Dowling a winner tonight. 44-6 over West Waterloo. Dowling will advance. We think we'll take on Iowa City West next Friday night. We haven't got a final there yet, but we will. Let's go back down the field. Brian Morris with head coach Tom Wilson of Dowling Catholic.
Coach, another big win tonight, playoff victory. You're prepped for week 2. Talk about this defense. Again, I've said it all year long. You have a lot of really good players, but darn, they play really good football.
They play well together. I can't say enough about guys like Carlos Blunt, who is really the general out there. And, you were talking to Maddox, and really his first year playing safety, but he's pretty heady out there as well. Ryan Bobo's a dominating player, and there's just a lot of pieces there, and they play hard, and they play together.
You talked about at halftime the focus of this team this week.
31.
Tell me, how did that all go during the week just to make sure you had their focus?
Well, it really started before this week, but it starts on Sunday evening when we start to go over the opponent. And, guys like Ian Middleton. Ian's played varsity football for 4 years. He's been through some of this. We've had, Joel's played a lot of football for us. So we really lean on guys like that they realize that, whatever happened in the past doesn't matter. We've just got to take care of things right now. I think our kids have bought into that, but we're done with this one, and we'll enjoy it tonight. And once we come in and watch film, then it's time to get on to the next round.
With Sam Drexler out tonight, you got other guys getting the ball, and again, you have a lot of receivers who can catch the ball, and they do a really good job of catching with their hands, not letting the ball get to their body. Maybe talk a little bit about that receiving core.
did a really nice job. Just by coverage, they took Jeffrey out of it, which, okay, that's fine. And Jeffrey took it like a champ. He just, a lot of those touchdowns were credit to him because there's nobody left in the middle of the field. But then Preston with a big play. Preston's made some plays the last few weeks. Really, really proud of him. He's such a good kid. As I've mentioned before, he's done everything we've asked him to do, and I'm just really proud of the fact that he's getting an opportunity to show that. Jimmy Nahas, obviously very solid. Quinn Schmolbach had a catch tonight. So just happy for those guys. I think the freshman had a catch again tonight too, and obviously Bo's going to be a good player. So there's been some others, but just happy that we're able to make some adjustments and move on.
Mark? Matt?
Yeah, and Coach, congratulations on the win, the first round of the playoffs. But, talking with your players, Max Thomas and Maddox Capola, they talk about playing for each other. And a couple of guys that hopefully will be back next week in the second round, Josh Miller and Sam Drexler, couldn't play tonight. They really wanted to get to the next game, so they have the opportunity to come back. And you mentioned some of the intangibles. Jeffrey Roberts, didn't have a big game because they took that away from you. But he'd made some key plays downfield in blocking that doesn't go on the stat board.
I've said it before, Jeffrey's really good. And he's an unselfish kid. And he just wants to come here and contribute and win. And obviously you can see the importance that he and Sam have for each other. In that, but as you guys alluded to, a lot of other kids are stepping up, and credit to them, and it's been awesome to see.
Coach, as you look forward now, and you start to bring those pieces back into the puzzle, I'm impressed this year at how the depth, because you're getting kids back, and you talk about like an Edgar Perez, getting him back and what that does for you defensively.
Edgar, it brings a lot to the table. We'll play him about 3 different positions, and he can spell us in there. He's not a very big kid, but he's got a heck of a motor, and he's going to help us. It gives us a little bit more depth. You mentioned about getting other guys back. Hopefully, we're able to do that, and that goes well. That's at least part of the plan.
And then, the other thing, the ability also to rest Ian. He plays a quarter, and that keeps him fresh, as you run down these last few weeks.
Yeah, and he's had his share of carries, and talk about another unselfish kid. He just wants to win, and that's how he's been the entire time he's been in our program.
Well, Coach, if everything works out, you'll be playing Iowa City West. Haven't seen them since 2017 in the state championship game, and I know Coach is still
Cedar
coach.
Falls just scored, and it's 31-24 now.
It's
so
getting closer.
anyway, it's a little closer.
But Coach Hartwig in that program. But hey, you start preparing for the next opponent, which is still being determined. So another busy week, another short turnaround.
Yep, I've coached against both coaches, and you mentioned Hartwig. He and I get along very well. Does a really good job. Honestly, Iowa City West has as much Division I recruited talent as anybody in the state.
Yeah, and they got that triplet factor with Coach Hartwig. He married one of the triplet girls, so there you go. Dave Triplett, and bring that back, folklore of Dowling. Well, Coach, go get warm. Thank you for all you do, and congratulations on the win, and for standing next to Brian Morris tonight, too.
All right. Thank you.
You bet. Head coach Tom Wilson visiting with us on the postgame show. That's going to wrap it up on the CISN side. Pete Tarpey, the lone wolf over here, doing a great job tonight, being the director and cameraman. So, Pete, thank you for all you do. Once again, the final, Dowling 44 and West Waterloo 6 for Brian Morris. I'm Mark Amadale, and that's Matt Mandring. So we're going to sign off on CISN, and thanks to Pete Tarpey and his crew.